Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea, Real Brew Tea. Big taste, bold refreshment. Don't just give a hoot, give two. Matt Iwanyk, Gerry Haracsi.
Put your hand down.
On this side of the room, Gerry Haracsi from Spirit of Edmonton. On the other side, I'm surprised that they're sitting together. I'm surprised they decided to sit down together. We got glue guy, Jay Milne. We got Tom Gazzola, who is now 3 in a row. 3-time winner of the Edmonton Sports Talk draft. He is the winningest person, winningest GM of the Edmonton Sports Talk drafts, having won 3 of 5, a 60% win rate. That is unbelievable. That is unreal.
Shut up.
You gotta respect the greatness.
I do respect his greatness in cheating and by hiring bots. Russia. You think Russia blew the U.S. election? No, they blew this voting.
Told you, I'm big in Sweden, and I'm not the one that was retweeting it out a million times to remind people to vote for number one.
I can tell you who did not tweet it out for vote on this. Jay Milne.
I tweeted out the wrong thing.
He didn't tweet out the wrong thing. He didn't tweet out the wrong thing. He only retweeted the results. But he did not retweet the vote.
You want the vote.
You're now by just retweeting the results, you're expecting someone to click the tweet.
Yep.
And then go to the vote and click the vote. You're asking them to do more work. And you lost by my calculations maybe 6 votes.
Did he mention this to you?
What?
It was
6 votes.
What?
I think 6 votes.
Yeah. It was 1.1%.
It was 30.3 to 29.2%.
But here's the thing that nobody's talking about.
That you lost?
The boys, shut up. The boys talked about it a bit on the morning
Solidarity,
show.
I'm coming at you. You're the one that started that run.
It is solidarity. It is not for him. We stand. Solidarity against you. I'm with him. Solidarity for cheating. I can't be with him. But
how did he
this
cheat?
is 3 times I've been ahead. The last 3 drafts, I've been glaringly ahead. Now the last one, I get it because the names were put on the draft. So everybody wakes up in the morning.
2 times ago.
Or 2 times ago. Everybody wakes up and they say, "Oh, Dusty's behind. I better go stroke his ego." And LTE, justice for LTE.
Yeah, but they didn't win those.
But they took votes from me. Hard-earned votes. Why didn't you repost the vote?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
Hand up, Matt. I screwed up.
Okay, so then stop calling him a cheater.
He's a cheater.
Nothing wrong.
But how did he cheat?
Bots.
Do you have any proof of this?
No, but I will take his phone and I will find out.
Go for it. Don't look at the Actually, look at the pictures. There's some good ones in there.
Something's amiss. I must say that. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. It's like the Elks.
Maybe you weren't as good as you are.
Well, when we talk,
maybe you're the Edmonton Elks.
Speaking of the Elks, yes, maybe I am.
Just good enough to lose.
They just can't find a way to win.
Your DNA is to lose.
I wouldn't say that. Have you seen my wife?
When it comes to drafting,
I'll accept that.
Yeah, you're losing you're losing on the last second field goal. You are right now the Edmonton Elks.
I am the Elks.
You're the 2024 Elks. Who's your Trey Ford?
Who's my Trey Ford? This guy. Yeah. My nemesis.
No, it's got to be you got to figure this out.
I'm just a kicker with no time left on the clock in the 4th quarter.
Clutch, not Boris Beatty either.
You're not Boris Beatty. You're more like Ottawa's kicker, I think.
Yeah. Lewis Ward. Who else got one?
Whitey.
Yeah, Sean White.
Yeah, Whitey's pretty.
He's really good. Is he 100% still? I think he is.
You know, I would say 8 of the 9 kickers in the CFL are pretty damn good. There's one glaring omission from that.
Well, the Edmonton Elks have the 10th best kicker this season based on field goal percentage.
In a 9-team league.
In a 9-team league. That's great.
Yeah. And it's like a good 15 percentage points behind 9th place.
That means some
was
other
never
teams.
that bad. That's the problem.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to steal your thunder with this BS that is.
No, it's all good.
When you don't repost the vote, that's going to hurt
with
you.
His Tom,
Three-peat.
Tommy and the bots.
I'm gonna defend Tommy here because
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Before you continue, he just accomplished something pretty incredible.
All right.
He's got the three-peat. And there's you and Eric, the two of you, such sore losers. Eric this week loses to me in the sack race and immediately calls farce and he throws this out there. And now you lose in a vote and it's farce,
It's
farce.
the fashion I lost it. I went to bed at midnight last night.
Maybe you should have stayed up and went for votes.
I went to bed at midnight last night. I was up
The poll
by
goes
2%.
The poll goes till 7 a.m. Why didn't you go out there
I
and
woke
fight for
up
votes
to
until
text
7 o'clock?
from my buddy Sickler saying, "Yeah, you got screwed, man."
Why weren't you out there canvassing for votes for the remaining 7 hours?
All right,
Why
I
did
will.
you mail it in? Why did you feel so comfortable that you were going to win?
I wasn't comfortable. I was
Then
terrified.
why did you go to sleep?
I was terrified. I went to
Why
sleep.
didn't you go fight for votes?
I was scared. That's why I went
Could
to
have
sleep.
done what I did and played video games all night.
Oh, see,
You
he
can't
now
win,
he
buddy.
admits
You
he was
can't
up
win.
all night
Well,
hiring
I went to
Russian
bed at
bots.
like 12, but
Tommy
playing
and
just
the
Battle
bots.
Royale. I was playing
Maybe I
Fortnite,
didn't hire Russian
Fall
bots.
Guys,
Who's
Ninja
stopping
Turtles.
Gloves are off.
you? Who's stopping you?
Gloves are off. Putin,
Do you even know how to do it?
if you're no, but Putin, if you're listening, hit me up, DM me. I need
Well,
some
careful to
bots.
hit me up.
Send me a DM. Well,
You did not vote in this.
No,
But you listened yesterday.
I listened, and I had a feeling I'd be sitting next to these two guys tomorrow, like today. And I just thought, you know what? Good draft, though. Boys.
Thank you, Jerry.
Both did really well.
Thank you, thank you.
One was better.
And I'm just going to say one thing.
By
I was
1.1%.
at that game on Monday, and I watched you win fair and square.
Thank
I was
you.
on the third base line.
You had
I
a
was
great
watching
view.
the
Right
whole
there,
thing. I was
actually,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah. I might have had 7 or 8 beers in me, but you won. You finished the line first, man.
Thank you. And he was more in line with it compared to the camera that you guys had. So I appreciate that, Jerry.
You're quite nimble.
I can move.
Yeah.
I've got cardio. I got nothing else. Zero strength.
Trev was a letdown, I think, in that one. Wouldn't you
Actually,
say?
Zach was a little slow.
Zach was very
a little
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
would
two
ex-
young guys,
I would
you'd think,
expect that
the
from
young
Zach,
guys
though.
you thought would be front and center leading the race all the
Yeah.
way, and couldn't figure out how to put the sack on.
If you put LTE, Maddie, Zach, and YTT in front of everybody, like
Yeah, YTT.
you know, a headshot a la Usual Suspects lineup, you're gonna assume Zach's not the most non-athletic out of that group.
That's true. That's true.
That's
yeah.
just a fact.
Yeah.
Now, I actually, looking back on the tape, the athletic prowess of Matthew Iwanyk, as he claims, was not as prevalent. What it was that the lady that was handing out the horses was standing right there for you. And
She was standing
Eric had
by
to,
Zach and Trev.
and it was
wasn't
right
me.
where when you turn around, you
Did
caught
you
it.
not hear what Jerry just said? And he was on the third, like further down the third base line, closer to the action.
Jerry also said he had 8 beers in him.
Was that the same lady that maybe
See,
voted
questions.
the extra 1%
Yeah,
for
right.
Tommy Gazzola?
Diana.
And all I had to do was say hello to her.
Did you not see my burst of speed after that? No one was
must say-
catching me.
I must say, when you first got your horse,
I was going to gallop.
you were
You were
going to
the
gallop.
galloping
And
Because I didn't know if that's what we're supposed to do.
I think in the spirit of it, you were supposed to gallop.
But then I saw they were going to go.
And LT was coming in hot. If let's say that race had, went to the home plate.
He wasn't catching me. There's no way he was catching me.
He came in like a bat out of
Yeah,
hell.
because I stopped running at some point. I was well past the line.
Yeah.
If that was
I'll
the
have to
home plate
review the
lounge,
tape.
I would have gone.
Wow.
I was gone.
You were thirsty. You wanted a beer.
You just hate losers. You're like you and the losers. You just hate the winners.
Don't hate the game.
Hey,
Maddie.
he hate us because he ain't us.
That's very true, Tommy.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. A couple of texts coming in regard to this. 1.1. What a win. This text says, was it 6 votes? I voted 3 times for Tommy this morning. Proton packs and the best Batmobile. Plus, by far, the best commissioner pick by a mile. Some of us wake up at 4:30 a.m., Glue Guy. I thought you were a farmer. Forgot to get up early and farm some votes. Boom! Lit up.
Oh, God.
Dave in Section T says the list of disappointments continues. Stan Bowman hiring is paling as we learn Canada is not exempt from soccer cheating, and the drone story continues to unfold. Most concerning is the allegations of vote rigging in the movie prop draft. If it turns out TG has been bot farming, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe Tommy is Lance Armstrong. I did not bot farm one
Give me the
bit.
proof. Someone give me one piece of, at least just one shred of evidence to bring this up. You guys you're sullying Tommy's good win here with absolutely no
I feel
evidence.
very good about it. It's clean. It's a clean win.
It's just weird. the fashion that has happened the same time for the last 3 drafts. I'm ahead, and lo and behold, Tommy comes back overnight or over the weekend.
So this has happened to you before.
3 times.
So you didn't learn from any of your mistakes.
Yeah. Hey, and
You are the Edmonton Elks.
yeah. When you put together a championship caliber team,
Okay.
you're never out of it.
It's not about how you start. It's how you finish.
In all seriousness.
And he comes in and he
all
finishes.
seriousness, the real, I guess, success story here is that no one was relegated.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's
good.
the big one, because
huge.
nobody wants to sit in the room with that guy
This guy doesn't want to sit in the
for
room
a
either.
draft.
I got to watch
I've not
soccer
said
yesterday.
anything.
I don't have to work. And you guys went really long, so I had even less work to do.
New commissioner is doing great, by the
Yeah,
way.
and Commissioner
She's
Quinn,
kicking ass.
the commissioner's pick was awesome. I thought that was fantastic.
Good wrinkle.
She has messaged me something about the next draft. So
Yeah, I heard about this.
Hot guy draft, right?
Bring it on, like the no using
Oh,
laptops.
so she's put it out there publicly?
No, I've heard. Do you think a champion isn't told some things?
He's
I'm made aware.
I just don't know what
bring it on. Like I will still win.
Dustin told us that Commissioner Quinn had suggested possibly going to a,
Technology-free zone.
yeah.
I'll still win.
Why?
Why? What?
Why technology-free zone?
Well, I will say this. I get a little rattled sometimes by things people say to me during drafts.
Oh,
I did not look at my phone once yesterday.
It's important not
It was
to.
so freeing. Thank you to all the people who bashed me that I didn't hear. It was great. So I'm all for. I just had a notebook and a piece of paper.
Yeah, so it distracts you, but for others it might help. That's
Well, for Tom, he, you'd say it. You'd be honest about, like, you were Googling picks as you were
Yep.
going.
Yeah.
And that's within the rules. I'm not saying it's that I'm not saying that's cheating. I'm saying what he did between
It's
the
like-
hours of midnight and 6 a.m.
why are we going to a point where you guys can't use technology?
Hey, it's commissioner's pick.
No,
It's
I'm
commissioners.
aware. I'm just curious why this is now a push for this.
because when
There's
you're
no
at
push.
the top, people want to knock you off. That's all.
It did disrupt the draft at times because he was Googling and didn't have a pick ready.
But you get a time. You got a time clock.
Well, okay. Then we'll
I was
put a clock
being
in
mocked
If-
for
if
other
there's-
reasons,
As
and
long
I
as
just
he
came
was
through with
still
huge
making
picks.
his pick. I've been in rooms where people don't have the computer and they're waiting and not on the technology and taking their time making a pick.
Jerry, what's your opinion on
This is very important, Jerry.
know.
tech or no
Our
tech?
friendship hinges on
I
this.
don't. I mean, I like the fact that you didn't use the tech because
Well, the
you,
other three
but you
didn't.
didn't want to get thrown off your game, right?
Yeah, I couldn't. I can't afford to.
The fact that Tommy used it and won,
Says something, hey?
there's nothing wrong with it either. Though.
Live
It's
in the
there.
now.
It's not against the rules.
Yeah, thank you.
It might be next draft.
It might be next.
But
draft.
that's why I'm just sure why does it have to be?
Yeah, why
against
does
the
it have
rules?
to be?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe you should apply for the commissioner's role.
Hey,
I don't want it.
hey, we want to play no slap shots. I'll still win. It's all good.
There you
It
have
just
it.
seems like a lot of whining from the three
I
other
agree.
people.
Who's
You're whining
no,
big time.
I'm
You're whining big time.
Okay, who else is whining?
I don't know. Dusty or Eric's always a farce or whatever. He's always on his farce thing. I don't know. Dusty's probably whining. I haven't listened.
Oh yeah. You know what else I learned is that pretty much everybody in this office that wasn't a part of the draft voted for LTE.
Oh, that's okay. It's just fuel.
Great.
It's just fuel.
See,
for
I know.
next time.
See, Dusty's mad. Why is Maddie carrying water for Gazzola?
You're a varsity
The
Elk.
reason is because I respect greatness. I respect what someone did, and they won 3 straight. And I'm tired of this building and this morning show constantly taking away accomplishments from that have happened by others.
That's my co-host right there.
I'm tired
Actually,
of
that's
this.
my co-host.
That's
I'm
your
tired
co-host.
of it.
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
going to fight for it. That is it's always bring everyone else down to your level. How about be better? Go out and just be better.
Go for a nap, Dusty.
Don't oh my God me here. A guy that Dusty hasn't even finished top 2 of a draft in how long?
Since
In
he
how
won.
long?
Since he won the second one. Oh.
This is unbelievable. You're not even involved in drafts anymore. And here you are.
I am
First
involved.
of all,
I'm a host.
You're the host, but do you feel like you should have asked Quinn yesterday when she's like, "We'll have it open for 24 hours"?
Yes, I believe
But you're not supposed to be involved in drafts anymore.
I'm asking a question. As a host, I ask questions.
You're
I
like
don't
the
care.
Jeff Probst of
I'm supposed
hosts.
to ask questions. So I asked, you guys called me Brian Williams. We don't think Brian Williams has journalistic integrity to ask
If
the
you
right
still
questions?
wanted to make decisions
So-
in the draft, you should still be the commish.
No, it's It's one where I want to make sure she was aware of just what 24 hours is, where it goes to. And I know those questions are going to come in from our listeners of EST. And those questions need to be asked to the commissioner because I'm the go-between.
But you claiming that the morning shows try to take away. Are you kidding me? You cheated in the race. You did. You know you did.
Jerry just said I didn't.
Did you watch the race?
I was right there.
He was in
Right
the
there.
You were sitting right there.
He was closer.
But did you watch the replay?
No,
But he watched it live, dude.
Yeah, but at live you're not going to think about it.
So how did I cheat?
The lady's trying to. You didn't
Did I
cheat,
cheat?
but you
Oh,
got
you
a
just said I
significant
cheated.
advantage.
No, I had the
in the
speed.
race.
Eric got the
there's
jump
no
off.
speed. Trev's sitting out there right now saying that he'll sprint to race you right now, and he will crush you. He said. So the reason you got the advantage is because she
It's
was
the guy that
holding
doesn't know
all
how
the
to turn on his
horses.
mic properly.
What do you mean my mic problem?
No, him.
Oh,
Trev.
Trev. Oh, yeah. I mean, whatever. he's only been here for a year. He's working on it. But we watched the video. You and Eric and Trev's right behind you all get to the horse place at the same time.
No, I was there first.
No, you weren't. You got there like exactly
You're
the same
at
time.
the camera is at an angle. I was
So
ahead
now
of you.
we're looking at camera tricks.
Jerry
Unbelievable.
just said he was
Justifying
in
a victory with
better
camera
line.
tricks.
He was in a better
Sorry,
spot.
Jerry.
And
This
Jerry
is where I
said,
thought this
won
morning
fair
was
and
going.
square.
I've never
You
seen
lost the
such
draft.
Friday.
So what,
Yeah.
do you think that the
I
draft
finished
knock-
third. I didn't.
Do you
finish
think it's
last.
going 24 hours would have made a difference for you?
Well, we could have pushed for Jay to win over this guy.
Also, try to
That's collusion.
Stuff the ballots.
How did you gain 4% overnight?
That's even more corrupt than assuming I
See? So you were looking to cheat
farmed
For Jay.
bot
we're
votes.
looking to talk about the draft more.
and push people towards
push it
one
out there.
person.
In fact, you should probably thank us for it because we did that today. We laid out the two teams, and you got votes out of it.
It's because I had a great lineup.
You did pretty well, Tom. I'm not
Thank
gonna
you.
lie. I thought Jay was going to get relegated, but
To Rip City Step doesn't want to make the spreadsheets they post on Twitter because no one else knows how to use Excel. I actually did not
Jay
make
did it,
this.
or
I
what-
did not
was it
make
you?
those.
Yes.
I will say this. Full transparency here at Edmonton Sports Talk. You're way better at Excel than the rest of us.
Yeah.
You're quite
You
good.
used to make really good sheets.
Yeah.
It took me like 4.5 hours one time to like actually build that stupid template we use now. So
Took you 4.5 hours?
it's my template, and then Quinn fills them in, and then yesterday Glue Guy went through it and
'Cause I didn't
just
wanna touch it.
made it all laid out properly and make it look nice, and then you posted it. Now you did post it twice though, because the first time it was
First
deleted.
time,
Interesting.
The first time was
Actually, if this came down to 6 votes, how do we know Glue Guy didn't have 6 votes?
I was
on the
deleted right
first
away
poll?
because there was no votes yet.
I had already voted on it.
Okay, one vote. So you voted for yourself. It
I was
wasn't
up.
the Glue
I
Guy.
should have won. First poll.
The reason was because I did this in front of Zach and Trev. I did a randomizer to order which way it goes on the sheet. And on one
You
of
are
them,
very.
because I don't need you guys coming at me. One of them said commissioner's pick, by Tommy's a commissioner's pick because he was number 1. And so it would have been easy to see which one was Tommy. So then I retook it down, put commissioner's pick on all 4. So that showed up.
Okay, reasonable, I guess.
Yeah.
But
He's very thorough.
Eric still got hosed hard. I think we need to go back.
Don't give me that he got so started because the
Can I
guy
just-
was standing in a better spot
Can
than
I
you
say
guys.
one thing?
No. The guy standing in the better spot, he said I had a clear win today. This isn't your show.
Can I say?
He's
I
got
just-
a
I'm asking
quivering
you.
lip.
If it was my
But
show, I
again-
just talk over top of you. I'm asking you. Can I say one thing?
We can do this again next year, and will I do it? Of course I'll do it. I'm not afraid.
No, but I would just like to make a request of the Riverhawks. You're doing sensational things right now.
Yes.
Next year, rematch, same 4 guys. The horses are laid at each of their individual spots so they don't have to reach for the horse. That's why he
100%.
won the race. He got the first horse.
I like
Why we're in the
this.
race. If
She
you see
wasn't
when,
looking.
when I
It's
grabbed
why
the
you
horse,
ran the race.
when I grabbed that horse,
I'm with you on this one.
my firepower, my burst of speed after wasn't going to be touched.
You galloped for like
Exactly.
5 yards.
and I
Like,
still dominated everyone.
that's because you were halfway done. They hadn't even
Trev-
got their horses yet.
Trev got it
I
next.
don't know how you can even argue this.
Trev got
Jerry?
it next. I
I'm out.
galloped,
I'm out.
and he still couldn't catch me because then I was gone. Boom. Wasn't even close.
I cannot wait for the rematch.
Again, this
Hey,
comes back to
HR Daddy's getting involved.
You-
Oh God! Well, yeah, my parents are camping, so they're not doing anything
You,
right now. They're watching.
Eric, Jay, you guys are all sore losers, and you need to grow up.
That's not wrong. I mean, I'm not even gonna sit here and deny it. I am a horrible loser.
Yes.
my wife.
And stop taking away the win from Tommy.
My wife
Thank
doesn't
you.
even. My wife doesn't even like. I get home last night or yesterday afternoon or whatever it was, and Tam goes. I said, "What do you think of the draft?" And she goes, "Well, you were your regular draft self, all cocky." I was like, "What? You're my wife." She goes, "We only voted for you because the kids want to vote for their dad." She goes,
Wow.
"I would have voted for Glue Guy."
Wow.
I was just like,
Well, there's
you're
the win.
killing me
3
right now.
meals and
Yeah.
How much could have that
You're
changed?
killing me.
How much could have that changed the
Big
results here?
swing.
Yeah. Well, by
Big
the next time we do a race, I'll probably have a different wife by then, because this is ridiculous. I mean, support the one you love.
Oh, she said it with love, I'm sure.
Well, she also didn't think the Dirk Diggler pick was as funny as we thought it was, but that was a good
one, actually.
pick.
That was pretty
Right,
good.
right,
Lieutenant
right.
Eric has tweeted saying, for the record, I'd easily crush Iwanyk in a foot race, no contest. In
Lieutenant
fact,
Eric saying this.
I may even decline an invite due to avoid further Iwanyk embarrassment. So I have no embarrassment.
Yeah, he would cry. The last thing we need to do is pick on you more, right?
Via the inbox, this is HR Daddy.
Oh, great.
Cool down. We will discuss respecting coworkers' opinions at the next staff meeting. If you ever invite me to the next staff meeting.
You'll never be invited to a staff meeting. I could never do a staff meeting with my dad there. I'd minus him 5 points right off the start, and then he would get up and walk out. So.
HR Daddy's awesome.
I think you need to get up and walk out too now.
Holy smokes.
You're getting sassed.
Unbelievable.
Well, glue guy, you're not
all
you're not
this from a
scheduled
guy who cheated in a race. Unbelievable.
So you're saying Jerry is lying, or he's
So you're still
factually
asking me
correct?
questions. Interesting.
No,
I
I'm
thought I
saying
was
as you're
supposed
walking,
to
I'm not asking. I'm just saying. So you're just basically saying Jerry's a liar. So
I'm
well
not saying
done.
Jerry's lying.
Insulting
I'm
our
saying
guest.
Jerry was watching live. It's a lot different in live than the replay. When the replay, you clearly see that by the time Eric got his horse, you're already halfway down the path back. It was not a fair race. It was a
Get to the horse first.
race. A fair race.
Get to the horse
a
first.
fair race. No, a fair race would be the horses are sitting there waiting for you. So you both got there at the same time. You pick up the thing, and Eric smokes you in a running race.
See you at Tailgate Sunday,
Mike
Dusty? Come.
dropped.
I'll see you at Tailgate.
All right, I'll bring you the grape crush, buddy.
Crush, please.
Sore loser.
You're up.
Okay.
Jerry, how are you
I'm
today?
just doing awesome. You know, it's been a great
It's
morning.
an EST squabble.
That's mine. Don't touch my drink here.
You did bring in some sluice juice.
I did. I poured
Thank
it
you.
outside in the parking lot this morning, just before I walked up the stairs. Brought a 5-gallon
Thank you
jug
for that.
in of
I had a little
our
shot
famous
at
sluice
breakfast.
juice. Yeah,
Delicious as always.
it always is. It's the first thing to go at Tailgate. If it's supposed to be like 27 this
Yes.
week, so we're probably going to do 10 gallons of it instead of 5 gallons,
All right.
and make sure everybody gets a sample to start start the day off properly. And you know, I've been saying it now for I guess it's been 3 years that the best part of football games is outside before the game.
Yep.
We can create all the happiness in the world, and then whatever happens inside isn't our responsibility.
But you know what, Jerry? Like, that's one of the things, like, of all the stuff that's happened in the first 7 weeks of the season and the Elks being 0-6, one thing that does keep coming up is how good the tailgate is.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because it's morphing into such a fantastic event or because they moved it to Lot B this year. It's interesting because last year we were kind of on the main track where the stage was. Everybody had to walk past us, and
People were driving through at some points.
It was
Remember
crazy.
that? Yeah, that was wild.
And this year now, the Spirit where we are located, right, you know, there's the dance floor in front of us, so the parking lot dance floor, then the band. We're more of a destination, and we're busier than ever. So it's nice to see that people are actually looking for us. But everybody, when I walk through those aisles at Tailgate and see there's 200 plus now, I think.
Nice.
What a great event. Everybody's having fun. Nobody's being stupid. You know, they're self-policing. It's just awesome. It's a great 3 hours before the game. We fire it up, and just a great time.
Jay, and like, what's cool about this, like, people have taken ownership. You guys lead the charge, obviously, with Spirit, but people have taken ownership of their stalls, of their tents. I know Jay and Andrea, Scout, they'll like prep and they'll let people know via their social media.
Menus
Like,
and-
here's what we're cooking
what
up
we're
this
doing, yeah.
weekend. Come down, see us. We're at parking stall this and that, and like, I love that spirit,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
No, that's fine, yeah.
Because it is one of the few positives that this organization and team has going right now in a dire time.
And kudos to them for allowing us to do what we do. You know, it's a lot of speakeasy going on down there, you know. And,
Yes.
and it's great. It's fantastic. Everybody has a great time. And like I say, everybody behaves themselves. And thank God for red Solo cups.
What do you got there? Juice.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Juice.
Yeah. So, no, it's good. We're looking forward to this Sunday. I think we got chicken burgers going up.
That's the thing.
this
Hey,
Sunday.
Maddie, like, I know. I must say this, full, behind the curtain look here. I think it kills Matt that we're not there. like being a part of that, the pregame and all the tailgating and all that.
Yeah, you're
I
doing
know
your
for
thing.
Maddie,
you guys do your thing. The boys are doing great.
It would be fun to be there. That was the hope to be there.
The first night.
What if we just do it one day and say
No, because I love where we are.
Can you do the
at
show
the same
from there?
time? No, that's why we can't be there.
no? But we could do something. But
I love actually being in Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, which will be on Sunday, 4:00. Cheese and jalapeno smoky on special.
Delish.
It's also surf and turf daily special. It's great there. The TVs are wonderful. I do like watching the game on TV
It is
with
nice.
the sound.
It is nice,
and,
yeah.
Getting the play-by-play. It's an all right
I'm just
play-by-play
saying,
guy.
aside from
and,
that, though, I know
the color guy's great, and the sideline guy's fantastic. Play-by-play. Maybe a little bit of an improvement could
I
happen
think Britt
sometimes.
Dort is great. Man. She does a great job.
Well,
No,
you don't get her this weekend. Sorry.
It's-
Are you on this weekend?
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
No,
then-
I was
I
actually.
thought you were
'cause-
just being a sore loser again.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought that you were coming from. with that.
I
got
can't do
excited. I was
anything.
like, oh, it's
No,
not
it
very
was
nice.
like
Jerry, I can't.
until you win.
Effing Jerry, I can't do anything.
getting the play-by-play of Dusty, the suits, getting their analysis. It's nice. Like when we'd have to prepare for a
It is.
post-game show and stuff. Great out of TVs. You keep winning. It's incredible.
On a
at
hot
the
streak.
tables
Yeah.
and the games. So I love where we are, but it's also like I wish we could be at two places at once because
Yeah.
the tailgate looks.
The tailgate's
Well, I was there
amazing.
last year. And it was awesome.
and
now,
Yeah.
we walk by after we do our show, and then we head over to Commonwealth to watch the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And we walk by just as everybody's kind of simmering down, and you can tell there was a lot of excitement there about 20 minutes ago, and now it's
Yeah.
all they've gone into the stadium, and so maybe what we could do is just say, hey, Jerry, you want to stick around?
I do stick around. You guys come by.
We're gonna come by.
Spirit.
Come
Because
by on
believe me,
Sunday.
I get there almost 3.5, 4 hours before because band is there doing sound check, make sure that everything's going
Tall boy.
well. Yeah, Tall Boy's back this Sunday, and then I do what I do out there. You're meeting and greeting and shaking hands and saying hi to everybody and pouring sluice juice and pouring our product from Molson's. Thanks to the guys at Molson's for supporting us. They do a fantastic job. And then when everybody leaves, I just open up a beer by myself and just sit there for about 20 minutes.
Decompress.
It's
Yeah.
And sometimes the boys from Tall Boy come and enjoy some quiet time with them because they're still hyped.
Some
and
tall
pumped. So-
boys.
So we're there. They are. We're there. If you guys are going to wander by, I'm going to have some cold Molson product for you.
I'm coming to see you this weekend. I'll be there. I'll probably get there about 2 hours before kickoff.
Okay, good. Dusty always comes out. I always have a grape soda for him. That's his favorite, the Grape Crush. So
Yes,
make sure
for
we
one.
have a nice cold one for him.
Either that or chocolate milk should do.
Yeah,
should do
well,
the trick.
we don't do milk. We don't do milk. You know what's really funny though? The very first tailgate that you guys came, I see this this car pull up across from us, and I'm going, "Who's this?" Like, never seen these guys before, and Zach and YTT jump out, and I go, "Oh crap! Look at the boys! Here they are!" And they were like deers in the headlight. They had no idea what to do, and it was a windy night. I think it was the night
that
when
was the tornado warning
night.
outside of town.
And
all of that.
I happened to have a couple of extra, like 50-pound anchors that I used to tie down our tents with, and we had a couple extra ones, and they're setting up their tent, and it's like a parachute, man. It's
He's just holding their
I said,
hand.
"Hey, boys,
Come with Jerry.
come here,
I'll take
Yeah, I
care
got-
of it."
Here's some weights, here's some sluice juice, here's some beers, and
Jerry texted me that night and he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking care of your boys." I was like, "Thank you very much. We really need it."
They had a
Actually,
great
I
time.
have to connect on our tent.
Oh,
We're working
breaking
on a tent.
news. Rip City Step comes into the chat.
Uh-oh.
Philly Sliders from Jason and Andrea this Sunday, I heard.
See,
It's
awesome.
it's just a lot to do in
it's
this.
fantastic.
So
It is.
awesome.
And when you're sitting here and I'm not saying anything bad, but when you don't run a tailgate or organize your own tailgate, you don't know how much work these guys are putting in prior to tailgate.
Yeah.
We have to get there 3 hours before, but if they're doing Philly Sliders, they're probably chopping, prepping, and everything on Saturday or early Sunday morning to get it done. Like I know Sunday morning I'll be up probably 7 o'clock heading to the Costco Business Center to pick up 15 bags of ice, and put everything on ice and then start the prep for the buns and the condiments and everything. It's a full day's work.
Jerry, are you like it feels like a community when I was there last year? I haven't had a chance to get through it this year, and that's my bad. But are you getting to know everyone around there? Like you already do running Spirit, but does it feel like everyone's connecting with everyone and it has become its own community? Because you talk about it policing itself.
Yeah, last year, the years prior to this year, everybody, like we got to know everybody. Aaron Grimes was right behind us. Sorensen was two doors down. The
Cordies are right next to
Cordies were right next to us. So we knew everybody. This year, we're all spread out. We're not near each other anymore. So,
okay.
But you know what? It makes it good as they come find us, we go find them. And I always, I'm bringing the sluice juices over and saying hi to everybody. And So yeah, it's a little different, and we're because of where we are, we don't have a neighbor on our left-hand side. We have you guys across the parking lot, and then we have the sponsors on the other side of us doing their thing. So we don't get the opportunity to meet and greet friends as much as we did, and that's not a complaint. I still love doing what I'm doing. If I want to go say hi to people, I just go for a walk.
Yeah,
But we're so busy this year, and I have to attribute it to the new location. There's no other reason why.
I haven't heard one bad thing yet.
Yeah.
And I've been asking everybody, and they're like, no, it's great.
The only bad thing is the guy still coming in an hour before kickoff looking for his stall, and there's no way he's going to find it. There's no way, because you can't hardly walk through some of those aisles, let alone drive a car.
That's the only thing I've heard is that the spaces are a little tight.
They're a little tighter?
or whatever
Okay.
for the tent. Like before with how it was,
Yeah.
there was a little easier with the tents and you could back up a little bit more.
yeah.
And now you're encroaching on somebody else's, or like it fills out the middle too much and there's not as
yeah.
much of a walk path.
Most
see.
people,
That's the only thing I've heard early.
yeah, because most people have 10 by 10 tents, and you're in an
Yeah.
8-foot stall, so you automatically encroach a foot on either side. So that was the nice thing in the years past when you got to know your neighbors. We just shared stalls.
Right.
And this year's working well for us because of who we're with.
Gotcha.
And then you guys, you have 2 stalls to the left of you, that another sponsor that hasn't shown up yet this year, but they're good people, and they just don't need their stalls. So it's good for you guys. It's good for us.
We need to get an 8x8 tent anyways.
We have one coming. I think Bruce and the crew.
I have to email them to make some changes.
Very
to it, so-
exciting.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great time, and I encourage, even if you're not going to go to the game, come out to Tailgate and experience what Tailgate's like. And then if you want to come in and watch the game, watch the game.
Well, that's interesting because you say you stay there after, and you're obviously there's maybe some takedown required, or like you said, just a time to take a deep breath and realize what you've just been a part of. You can hear what's going on in that stadium.
Yeah, you
pretty
can hear.
loud and clear.
You can hear, yeah. You know that they're losing every time I walk in. I can hear because you hear the groans, unless it's Saskatchewan. Then
Right.
you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. They were
right.
loud.
Their
that first
cheers
game.
are as loud as the
But,
Elks fans. Yeah,
Even last game, they were up. What was it? They were up quite a bit.
15-6.
Yeah, you know. So sitting out there, and I can turn it on to my phone if I want to. I hear a cheer and I want to see what's going on. And but yeah, I usually walk in halfway through the second quarter, and then try and find. I usually give away too many seats. I have a pass that allows me in, so I'm looking for somebody to sit with, or just go down to Directors Club or whatever and hang out in there.
Directors Club's always good.
It's fun, yeah.
Where everybody knows your name. It's like cheers.
It is, yeah.
Easy E in the nasty chat. Where can I find more info about the tailgate? Best thing is just go straight up. 3 hours before a game, it gets going. And it's on the west side of Commonwealth Stadium, just north of Clark. So if you need that direction, go find where Clark Stadium is, and then just walk north. And
walk
you will
towards
see,
Commonwealth.
It's in between. Yeah, it's kind of. It was where that used to be the practice field for the Eskimos back in the day. So there's the church. But I don't know what's across the street from the
Italian
church.
Cultural Center.
And then,
That's where you go
and
play
then it's
bocce.
parking lot,
yeah.
and then it's Clark.
And
that
sandwich.
parking lot.
I have lots of sandwiches
But
there.
yeah, just go to the west
You
side
can't
of
miss
Commonwealth
it.
Stadium, southwest of it.
Yeah.
And just go looking for where all the cars are and tents are, and you'll be like, oh, there's Tailgate.
Yeah.
Open 3 hours before the game, up until game time, and just go check it out. There's not much other info that you need for it. Just game days, 3 hours before.
And if you're looking to get a tailgate spot, they're sold out this year. I'd put my name in now with the with the Elks customer service team, letting them know that you're interested in a spot for next year, and then you'll get on a waiting list. Because there's 220, I think, stalls this year, which
And
is
it's sold out.
fabulous. It's
Yeah,
just
it's fantastic.
And there's nothing like a tailgate. There's nothing like the atmosphere. Everybody's very jovial. They're all, their ships are headed in the same direction.
Yeah. It's the best part of the game, unfortunately.
Right now,
Yeah.
yeah. And that leads me to my next question for you, Jerry. What the hell's the problem with the Elks right now?
Well, that's before we answer that. Let's get to Hangout headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value if you're looking to golf this golf season. The only place to do so, it's at the Ranch. Book your tee time by visiting theranchgolf.com. You can now answer the question. I just
Didn't give me enough time to think about that. I don't know. You look at that team. Their offense is pretty good. They should be really good. Like I'm impressed with Thompson. I think he's been playing all right.
Macbeth?
The defense, man. Like they're only rushing 3 guys, and they're still getting 20 to 30 yards down the middle.
Yeah.
That should never happen when you're only rushing 3 guys.
You've noticed that problem too, huh?
Yeah. And then our kicker. Last game we would 2 games now in a row.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was in BC for that game because we're planning Grey Cup in Vancouver this year. So I went on the Thursday night to watch the Elks Lions play, and I was so impressed with our offense. We had turned the ball over at the 4-yard line. I just thought, we're just going to give it back to them and they're going to score because that's what I'm so used to seeing. Mm-hmm. Well, they just marched the ball down the field, scored a touchdown, went ahead.
That was after the Purifoy batted the ball out of the bounds.
You know, and then again, find a way to lose it in the last second. And I remember walking up out of the stands, and there's this young kid. He's probably 17, 18 years old. He's with his dad, and I'm wearing my Spirit of Edmonton Elks stuff. And he looks at me and he goes, "Tough loss, hey, buddy?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, son, would you rather win Game 7 in an NHL playoff game in June or lose the 4th game of a CFL season? What would you rather do?" And his dad just started laughing. He goes, "Oh, son, you just got schooled by that Elks fan."
Yeah, I appreciate the gusto, but well done. Well done. That's a master class.
And then when they kicked that ball out of bounds against Ottawa, we're in the Directors Club.
And they did not kick that ball.
It's not a they. It's not a group. It's one person.
And I was sitting with my two boys, and we were speechless. Like, why? Why would you do that? Like,
that's a great question.
How do you put yourself in that spot where
and then give up 29 yards with 8 seconds to go? Yeah. You give up a 29-yard pass down the middle.
Well, like you said, it was just compounding issues that lead to these ridiculous ways to lose.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that it's like me in drafts. I find a way to lose. That's like the Elks.
You are the Elks.
I am the Elks. This is crazy.
So it is frustrating to watch. I was talking with, and I don't mean this in any bad way, I was talking with Karen Kondowski, the team cheerleader coach for the Elks cheer team, and I said, "You guys have been the best team on the field for the last 4 years."
They're quite good.
Yeah, they are. And
they're good.
They come into our room, like all the cheer teams come into our rooms at Grey Cup, and we get to watch every one of them play, every one of them perform. And Karen's team is by far, so far ahead of every other team, cheer team in the league. They're that good.
And that's not a hidden fact. Like, that is the excellence of cheerleading. I would say stems from the Eskimos now to the Elks. Like, that's always been a thing.
But they go to North American competitions and win.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great cheerleading organizations in Edmonton that feed that as well. You know, so kudos to all the guys and girls that work their butts off and their parents that volunteer and drive the kids, to these.
You know what really got me was when they had the opening game, when they were celebrating the 75th year.
Yeah.
And they had different eras of cheerleaders on the field, and we were sitting up in the press box, and I'm like, man, like that interesting looking cheer team today. It seemed a little bit older than I expected. And Matt's like, yeah, dumbass.
We had them out. We had the I think it was probably the 50s and 60s cheer team. Maybe 10 of them. But they were drinking sluice juice before the game.
Of course they were.
They were dancing to Grease Lightning, and so they just had to get a little bit of a buzz going, And
of course they were.
Get
Grease
out there.
the wheels.
So
the early 2000s girls, I was like, oh, I remember you. I had a crush on you, and you. Never met any of them. Probably would have gotten shut down.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Anyway, it's all good. They just need to start winning at home.
Yeah,
This is the big if you're not winning this weekend, what are we doing here this season? That's what it comes down to.
If they don't win this weekend, and God bless everybody in Jasper, and hopefully that situation gets under control. But the Elks have to make the announcement of who the new owner is.
Yeah.
And I can see them not wanting to.
What's it to do, though? Like, I understand
it's going to give some
semantics
hope.
of it.
It's got to give some hope to somebody.
To me, it's the starting of the process of fixing this team.
Yeah.
You need to get the new owner in so that they can announce who the president is. And then the president can start figuring out who the GM is. And the longer this takes, the less time they also have to evaluate this team of what needs to change for next year.
Yeah.
Both in football ops, but also business. Like, it's just the organization as a whole. They need to get going with that. So that's what, because if let's say they lose to Hamilton this weekend, you're sitting there going, okay, 0-7, the season's gone. Yeah. It's all about next year. But how does it improve next year? Well, you need a new coach, you need a new GM. What's going on with everything else? And then how does that process start? The owner needs to come in so that they can announce the president. Yeah. The president's the thing I care about.
Yeah.
It's not even the owner as much. It's just who's your president? Who's running this?
Okay. Yeah. What do you think the first thing the new owner or ownership group is going to do?
Go to a Riverhawks game and watch what they do. It is so much fun at the Riverhawks games.
Hey, by the way, why didn't you come over and sit with us for a bit? the other day? Were you just too busy or just didn't want to?
I don't
Didn't
know.
care to?
The flip side is we
I-
could have went to go see him.
Yeah,
too.
you could.
Oh,
So
we
why
had
are you-
a much bigger crew.
Why are you?
Did you though?
He had a big
Are you
crew
sure
there.
about that?
I had my 4 nephews that are all 9 years old with me. My,
right, well,
my
maybe
niece,
you're-
my daughter,
you're right.
my wife.
We did wave.
So yeah, it was.
We did. That was a
It was a championship
wave.
wave. It was a championship wave.
That was
Thank
a
you.
nice
Yeah.
wave.
It
It was
was.
a very
It was.
wave. I could feel the hug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did
He
go looking
saw
for
the-
you at the end of the game. You guys took off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Free hot dogs on the concourse.
I know.
Hey,
Glizzies.
and that is, I must say, that is the smartest, just the most feel-good, I guess, action I've ever seen from a professional sports team.
Yeah,
Leaving that game, the Riverhawks game, that was a Monday?
Monday night.
was
Monday
It was on
night.
Monday.
And here they're handing away all the hot dogs that were cooked and wrapped and ready to go, handing them out to their fans on the way out.
Yeah, I had that for lunch the next day. Brought them to work and.
On
Right?
the doubleheader night on Wednesday, at one point they're like, all concession items are $2.
Right.
They just and then they were handing them out
Because
afterwards.
you know what, Matt? You know what happens?
You either chuck
Gager
them.
will tell you. I'm not saying he's told me, but I'm very strong about what I think happens. They go in the garbage. Because it's not like you can take hot food and just, hey, we're going to go
Use
to
it
the
the next
business
day.
center or the YMCA and hand them out to people that are in need. Yes, you'd like to think that, but it's
But it won't
not
go well.
reality
Yeah.
because it's hot and it's prepared.
Well, the
So
bun's
there's-
going to go.
there's
The
too many-
dog's in the bun.
There's too many concerns, food, health, and safety wise, that just don't make that feasible. So give them away.
Give them away. Yeah, when they do the $2 hot dog thing and the $2 concession item thing, it was right away seventh inning. You're going, holy crap! Like, let's go down and grab some more. And so the kids were eating.
I am over the moon about the Riverhawks. I've never been so in love with the team and the culture and the brand.
Everything they're doing,
Everything
is
they-
right. The only
I bought
the parking
my
sucks,
wife-
but other than that,
Yeah.
I bought my wife the nicest Riverhawks shirt, and it's a female fit, nice top, for $14.99.
yeah,
I was on the clearance rack.
Shut up. She's probably listening.
Is she?
but everything is right. Like
She probably is.
Hi,
You
April.
want to say hi?
The better half.
everything is right at the Riverhawks
What-
games. Though.
yeah, what-
No, but
things-
that aside, being that it was on the clearance rack, it was a steal of a deal. I mean, the
It's
merch
end of
is
season.
The merch is fire.
Yeah.
They're
The
running out of
prices-
stuff.
The
Yeah.
prices are
Their
right.
jerseys, they're down to like triple XLs.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You know, Zach gets bodied by a beer bat. You know, it's just what else do you want?
It's a good
You know,
time.
Ashley
Like-
Schaefer was playing shortstop for the for the opposing team.
Yeah.
We had a potato sack race where you won a jar of sauerkraut.
And $100 to the pro shop or the Hawk shop.
Yeah, did he spend it?
Not yet. I still have to go. I got to go tomorrow.
I'll buy it
we're
off
all
you
heading
for
out Saturday
50.
night again for
No.
Yeah.
East
Like,
Coast
I
Kitchen
have
Party.
merch I want. Why, you going to go to the you going to the game this weekend?
No, but I
I don't know
would.
if it,
I would
I don't know
make
if it continues like into next year.
I don't
Because
think
I'll
there's an
hold on to
expiry
it
date.
until next year and try to get a jersey.
So you won't accept my offer.
No, 100% I won't.
I'll buy it off you
I
for
earned it.
$60.
I earned it.
Okay.
Oh, did I win?
Let's not go back there, boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor
boy.
Jerry. Jerry.
I was going to ask Jerry.
No, but we didn't get to the.
Oh, here we go. Okay, go for
no,
it.
No,
Yeah,
we,
no,
the
that's
question was asked, and then Jay went off.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want from the new owner? And you started with go to the Riverhawks.
The
And then
atmosphere
that's
at the
what kinda
Riverhawks
stopped.
game,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
make
what I
it
was
fun.
gonna
Like, you know, even having Donovan as the host in between innings and all that. He's hilarious. You know, he's great.
good.
You don't. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about the host at the Elks games. It's just you know, the music, everything, just everything about the culture of a Riverhawks game. If you gave a family a choice on a Monday night, do you think you'd get? First of all, do you think you'd get 2,900 people to an Elks game on a Monday night? You might not, but they did.
The way
they
it's
got
going now,
the
yeah.
Riverhawks did. And I love the Elks. I'm, you know, lifelong fan, and I do what I do out of passion. You know, I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid for any of this stuff with the Spirit of Edmonton. So that's how much my heart is with the football team and the organization, and right from the top to the bottom. So I'm bashed them a little bit here, but they need to get it right
Yeah.
to get the fans back. Because when we used to walk into that stadium, I used to look at the corners of the upper deck, and you could tell that we're going to have 40,000 people here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, now you look and you just, you know, the bottom tiers are
Yeah.
empty, and
I can
15,000,
hear
20,000.
individuals yelling at me in sections as I walk by. I can hear the chirps. Like, that's how quiet it is in there.
Sad.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a world that we get back to that?
Has to be. You just got to win. if you look at Winnipeg 10 years ago, they were suffering. BC, another great example. And you go to the game in BC Place, and the building is, I'm going to say it's as big as Commonwealth Stadium because it's more of an arena, though, than it is a stadium with the roof and full circles. But it's fun going to the game in Vancouver. They create the fun. They do the sing songs, right? Like the Riverhawks do. And people get into the game. They get into the songs. They get into it, and they have a lot of fun. Really, the action on the field at any sporting event is probably third or fourth important thing. The atmosphere, the restaurants, the food, the booze,
your company,
the camaraderie with your
interesting
buddies.
Point. That's true, I think. Yeah.
Even in Hamilton, when they did Grey Cup there, we went 3 or 4 times, and they do their halftime, and most of the halftime show was done in the concourse. They have a country band at one end, a rock band at the other, a DJ on the other side, and then as the ball's being kicked off, they play Sweet Caroline, and that's everybody's cue. Sing the song, grab a beer, and get back down to your seats.
Smart.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
so.
When if you hear that's when to go back.
Yeah.
Like I went up to the Jack. I didn't have to work the last game, and I got to go, and it was a great time. We went up to the Jackie Park room and saw some friends and stuff like that. My parents were at the game, and then I look up and I'm like, oh my god, it's 2 minutes into the third quarter. Like we didn't even know the game was starting.
Yeah, you're so far removed when you're in that. Yeah.
But that's a good point. Like there's a queue, everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
Creates that camaraderie.
Time to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, I like that.
Yeah.
We saw you at the last game, the last home game.
Yeah, you guys were spying on me with his 100 zoom camera.
A little secret here, but Matt love to zoom around the stadium and see who he can find.
He finds everybody.
And that we know.
I'm
not just creeping on people.
Of course, but he's like,
what it sounded like.
I think Tube Socks is over there.
I know where Tube Socks usually stands, and I've yet to see him.
Right.
In the spot.
You haven't got him yet.
Actually, I haven't seen him at Tailgate either. He usually comes by.
Steven, get on it.
But you found LT and the boys. Mm-hmm. You found LT and Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Those okay. Those guys aren't hard to spot.
Yeah,
But it's at the other end, and it was
at the other end.
It's one of my favorite games to play. I did it with Jay at an Oiler game once.
Yes.
There was an Oiler game.
No. Yes. You were in the press box.
Yeah, I like doing that because
Yeah.
you sent me a picture.
I sent him a picture of where I'm sitting, and he has to try find me.
Okay.
Except he then I didn't get that one as well. But then you told me you thought you were in a different section. And
I did.
it messed
I
with
screwed
me.
that up.
But it's like I know,
Like I've screwed
I know
up
if
a
my
lot of
buddy,
other things.
lead singer Whale Wolf. I remember used to doing this at Rexall with him. If I knew where, because I could see his seats from the press box. I can't now, I don't think. But if I knew he was at the game, without even telling him, I'd just zoom in, take a picture, and that's all I'd send. Just a picture of a close up of them. I love doing that.
So
That is
he
the
took
definition of a creeper, though.
he was doing this
But it's
on
only
his
people
phone.
I know.
Okay.
It's only people I know.
He was doing this on his phone, and I could see him zooming in. I'm like, Matt, who are you looking for now? So then I took a photo of him taking a photo.
Yeah, so
we got the
It was like
Inception.
Inception moment.
it's a dream in a dream.
So I must admit, I don't know. I've only been to one Grey Cup.
Okay.
And
Which
it
one
was
it?
here.
Okay. Do you remember it?
18.
Yeah, the last time Edmonton hosted, and I think the festivities were happening at the Westin downtown.
Spirit of Edmonton was at the West.
Yeah,
everything
that
else
was
at the
awesome.
Center. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably, like many others, I don't have a hot clue about the origins of the Spirit of
Right,
Edmonton, the story. I mean, you told me it's your
50th.
50th
This is
year.
Yeah. So 1974, we started. I believe it was Calgary. And Rick Lawlisher was one of the first Spirit of Edmonton, one of the founders.
Really?
Get out of town,
It
hey?
was him, a few other, probably 5 or 6 other guys. And I'm sure it was Calgary. They were in a hotel room.
1974?
Yeah, check it out and see. It was either Calgary or BC. And they were throwing a party. And this is the story I've heard, and I don't know if there's any truth to it, but the commissioner of the league at the time was staying in the next room, and they had suites. And he knocked on the door, and he said, what's going on in here? You're a little loud. And then security came up and said, you need to shut it down. And somebody yelled out, you can't shut us down. We're the Spirit of Edmonton. And the name stuck. That's what I've heard.
I like that.
I just say that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't say
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I've heard.
yeah.
That's
Don't say
the legend.
So that's what it
That's
is.
what we go with.
The legend.
That's it.
That's the legend. That's how did Spirit of Edmonton get its name?
And so
somebody
we've
yelled out
been,
Spirit of Edmonton
in
at the
a
hotel.
Calgary hotel room.
Yeah, Vancouver
hotel.
Or Vancouver.
It was Vancouver.
Okay.
Let's just go with
So
Calgary
then,
too.
So Vancouver was our first party.
Yeah.
The next year would have been our first breakfast in Calgary, and it was just a
Yes.
small little breakfast. Now, in Edmonton, we sell out the whole convention center of 2,500 seats
Which
Friday
is
and Saturday.
amazing.
Even this year, I just saw the floor plan for Vancouver this year, and we have 1,500 seats, be between 1,200 and 1,500 seats at our breakfast in Vancouver. Tickets will go on sale probably in the next couple of weeks. We had just got fire department approval in Vancouver. That all has to be, all the logistics, right, have to be done. But we've got our entertainment pretty much booked for Vancouver now. But anyway,
Motley Crue.
so no, we can't afford them. We'll get into that later. But so it started just with a group of Edmonton businessmen with the passion for the football team and the passion for the city, and it has blossomed into this. I just say it's truly the CFL fans' party headquarters at every Grey Cup. You know, the Thursday night is reunion night for everybody. They haven't seen each other in a year or sometimes longer if they haven't been to every Grey Cup. And they congregate at the Spirit of Edmonton. And usually 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, we have a lineup of people to get in. And depending on the room size, last year in Hamilton, we were small at, I think we were 600 people, which is small for us. Normally we're around 2,000, you know. And it's lined up
awesome.
every hour, and it's just the difference between us and, say, Calgary, Toronto, BC, is that we want everybody to wear their team colors into our room. We don't care if you're not an Elks fan, if you're a Stampeders fan, and I do a lot of radio and TV during, and I say, you know, everybody in the CFL loves each other until kickoff, and then the two teams playing each other become enemies.
Yeah.
But you'll see people hugging each other and high-fiving each other, and you know, the Spirit of Edmonton is truly the spirit of the CFL, and we love hosting everybody. Doesn't matter whose jersey you're wearing. We want them all, you know, and we invite them in. And if you were to go into Riderville, for example, wearing an Elks, you'd get booed, you know, and you'd still be welcome, but you're going to get booed, you're going to get hassled, and you're welcome with usually a hug or a high five in our room.
Yeah.
It's a very Edmonton thing, I think, is to be open and welcoming and
you know,
the spirit of it.
I make sure everybody knows that, you know, we're volunteers. I spent a week in Mexico this spring with my family, and I said to my wife, it's a lot more fun spending a week on vacation in Mexico than a week on vacation at Grey Cup, because that's what I have to do. When I'm head to Grey Cup, we all take time off of our jobs and away from our families to put the show on. And we meet monthly throughout the course of the year to organize it. You know, our budget's expensive. We put on a good show. We don't cheap out on anything. So yeah, it's an expensive endeavor to put on the Spirit of Edmonton.
Okay, so if you might mind me asking then, who pays for all this?
Interesting, you ask.
Because I mean, by the sounds of it, you're throwing one hell of a party.
It is a hell of a party.
Yeah,
I've
it
been
is one
to
of
it
those
3
also
times.
Like it's you go to all the other parties, we always end back at Spirit.
But I mean,
you're always coming back to Spirit. You're always you can have a night where it's just at Spirit. There's a night where you're like, we're gonna hit the other places, but you're always back at the Spirit.
Yeah.
You always end up back at the Spirit.
Like,
of
it's the
Edmonton.
best
That's
vibe.
the place.
So this is what happens. Thursday night is jam-packed Spirit of Edmonton. Friday, everybody goes to every other room, and then by 10 o'clock, we're lined up again, jam-packed Friday night. Saturday, if we open at 2 o'clock at noon, we're lined up because they've seen everything, now they're back into the Spirit of Edmonton. It's the
place to be.
And it's lined like this
So
year.
it's the cat's meow.
It's
the place to be.
It's the
Jay,
place
it's
to be.
a great vibe. Like Jerry's not BSing when he says everybody's welcome there and everybody's wearing their different team uniforms. I think there's like a crew that comes up from Baltimore still.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's an Atlantic Schooners crew that comes in every year. They're just fans of the game. And
There was an article written about us. I can't remember where we were. Maybe, well, it might have been Toronto, but it was from a U.S. Journalist, and he said if the NFL wants to know how to throw a best Super Bowl, come to the Spirit of Edmonton and ask them how to do it.
There have been a number of Americans that have come up, reporters, to Grey Cups, and they've talked about how much more fun it is and stuff. I remember being at a game, and there was a play-by-play guy maybe, or somebody from the Avalanche. We were talking about Grey Cup, and I was in the one in Vancouver a few years back. He's like, I miss Grey Cup. And then Ray Rotto came up for the 15 in Winnipeg, and he spoke glowingly of it. I think Peter King's come up for it before. He's talked about it. And as Duthie, who does both, he always words it as that the Super Bowl, it's exclusive. The Grey Cup's inclusive.
Yeah.
It's the big
interesting.
difference. You could go to Super Bowl, have a great time, but you can't get into all the parties.
Yeah.
You can't go do everything. There's levels of what you can and can't get into. Grey Cup, you go do anything.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it's all welcome. And then you could be standing at the Spirit of Edmonton next to Odell Willis telling him how terrible the reffing is.
with 2 beers in your
With
hand.
2 beers in your hand, and Odell Willis looking to walk away.
And
a la Lucas.
the referee standing next to him. Because they're in the room too.
That was my brother's first ever time at Spirit of Edmonton, and it was my second. And I said to Paulie, I'm like, buddy, don't go too hard pre-gaming. Like, you'll be fine at Spirit. And he's friends with the Dyke family.
Yeah.
Alex is his good buddy.
Yeah.
And they were hooking him up with a few extra chips for beverages. And Paul was already like half cut, and when he got there, he was on the moon, man. And he took down a whole table of drinks, and he was like hitting on the bartenders that were a little bit older.
Yeah, they're all volunteers, so they're probably loving it.
And I looked at my brother, and I'm like, I told you. He's like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. And he had the best night of his life. We were like holding him up on the dance floor, and security's looking for him.
He was pulling a weekend of Bernie's.
Basically, my dad was helping him out, my uncle, but it's such a good time. There's no fights.
Never.
In
all my years of doing it, we always have uniform security.
Yeah.
We've never, touch wood, never had an issue because the CFL fan is such a great fan.
Yes.
And the best part, we go Thursday, Friday night hard, and then we get an hour and a half sleep, and we're right back for 7 o'clock Saturday morning for the breakfast.
So you can yell at a linebacker because you're upset with him when you're absolutely inebriated in the middle of the party.
Did you come to our breakfast in 2018?
I did not. I went to the night portion.
So I've said this before. If you know when it comes to the breakfast.
Yeah.
If you've never been, the only way I can explain it is we call it breakfast because it starts at 8 in.m. But it's just a continuation of the party from the night before. The band is on stage at 7:30.
I've seen pictures. I've seen everything. A friend of mine, another Bears football alumni, I'm sure you know the name, Jason Beulah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah.
He's always on there, and he's putting everything on Instagram. It looks like 11 at night, but it's 8 in.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had my first Spirit of Edmonton breakfast last Grey Cup 2018. My buddy Ken Morrison's like, you don't know the breakfast? Come with me. And I was like, oh, like what's
You can get sluice
like? I'm
juice.
not hungry. And he's like, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
And
you
the
don't need to
sluice
eat.
juice and the sociables and everybody. It's a who's who. And most guys and ladies are like, oh, last night, yeah, I'm ready for round 3. Let's go.
Yeah, take
It's
a bit
incredible.
of a nap at noon and get right back at it.
You asked
Yeah.
your question before I
don't
mine.
have a question because we sidetracked again.
I know, but I want to
financial
get
part of
back.
this.
That's what I'm
trying to get back.
That's
to,
what
the
I'm
financial
saying.
part.
Sorry,
Okay,
my
so you
bad.
have the
Yeah,
sluice
no.
juice. You have the.
Yeah, but how does this get funded? How does the Spirit of Edmonton go on? How are you guys getting to Vancouver? Like all that? How do you guys get your money?
So sponsorship is big. It was big.
Who's your biggest sponsor?
Right now, it's really difficult to get sponsorship.
Okay.
Since COVID, a lot of the people that we've dealt with have retired. Or when COVID hit and then they were forced into retirement. So it was almost an automatic where you could get 5,000 from this company, 15,000 from that company, 1,000 from these guys. That's all gone. So I know Tommy alluded to it last week or 2 weeks ago when it's not as rosy as I make it look right now. We're financially it's tough. We're going to get to Vancouver, and we sell tickets to our breakfast. That's kind of the bread and butter, so to speak. But food costs have gone up 35%. Our tickets haven't. So if I tell you what it costs to feed 1,500 people sluice juice for a day or a morning, it's almost $20,000 just for the sluice juice.
Why not adjust the prices though?
So
why not make
because
that
there's a
ticket a
limit
bit
people
more?
will pay. If you've never been to the breakfast, again, you don't know. You think, like you said, I don't want to eat. You don't eat at the breakfast. There's a food line.
Yeah.
There's great bacon and eggs and sausage and everything.
Yes.
But it's a nonstop variety show. It's just action packed, all live entertainment.
Yes.
Every cheer team, every cultural group, every dance team. The bands are on stage. It
It's
just
a
goes
show.
and goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
And Mark Schultz has been our MC for 10 years, and he does a fantastic job of keeping the place lively. And but those costs have gone through the roof, and our ticket price went up $20 last year just to try to cover some of them. So we're not making as much money at breakfast anymore, and sponsorship is pretty much dried up. So it's been tough. We've the last 3 years we've lost almost $200,000, and that's a lot for a small group like ours. An Edmonton Grey Cup always fills the coffers, and then we try to budget accordingly. But Saskatchewan killed us, going to Regina and being off-site like we were, and then not getting any help from the Regina Grey Cup committee. I'm not afraid to say that. They really didn't help us at all. Didn't put us on the bus route. When they did, they dropped people off 4 blocks away from where we were. And, anyway, it just wasn't fun. So we lost a ton of money in Hamilton
riders.
or in Saskatchewan. And then Hamilton last year was still, we still lost money because our room was small, with 600 people. And I laugh because we made a bit of a mistake. We ordered our beer and we had the liquor license, so we were selling our beer, which we can usually make a lot of money on. But in Alberta, when you order beer, you're buying the 350 ml cans, whatever they are. Well, in Ontario, it's all tall boys, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't know when we bought 8 pallets of Molson product that it was tall boys.
They're all.
That's all they sell. That's all they drink is tall boys in Ontario. There's none of the.
So much about Eastern Canada.
So we had already advertised $8 a beer when it should have been $12 a beer.
Shoot.
So yeah,
there's your margin right there.
So there's a little bit of a margin kick there. We left a little bit on the table, but that's not the reason why. It's been really tough. Sponsorship usually covers our hotel and airfare, which it's expensive to fly 15 people across the country and put them up. We're there Wednesday through Monday nights, and the hotels at Grey Cup, I wish they could do something about it. But when you're staying at a Sandman in Stony Creek or whatever it is, Ontario, and you're paying almost $400 a night, when today I could go for $120 a night, it's expensive.
And going to Vancouver, not exactly going to be.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a real break for you.
We're okay. Like our hotel in Vancouver did us a favor this year. And it's the Sandman on Georgia Street, and the Sandman crew has been fantastic for us.
I've stayed there.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
It's 2 blocks from the
Sandman's are nice
stadium.
hotels.
Yeah. So they've done us well this year at a pretty good rate. And then the airfare, but still we're flying. 15 people for 6 nights. You're probably looking at a $50,000 to $60,000 bill just for that. So
I would offer my MC services for free. I'll fly myself out
I'll
there.
use that to negotiate.
Okay, just say there's
And he
another
will
offer.
whine about his EST.
I won't talk
losses.
about anything about the EST draft. I'll just be there just to support, but I'll do it for free.
Got it.
So Jerry, like businesses or business owners or people that would chip in, $5-10 grand here, 1,000, whatever, and them retiring, have the people who've taken over for them not continued that support basically?
It's a problem not just with the Spirit of Edmonton. It's a problem with the CFL.
Okay.
Right? The demographic is older. The new people coming in don't know the CFL. So they think, well, why would I spend $10,000 on a 3-day party? Where it used to be, like Molson's is fantastic. Arctic Spa's another fantastic sponsor. Bruce Simpson from Huff.
Yeah.
Great guy and fantastic sponsor. But we don't get a lot of help from the people that should be helping us. The Elks are great. The CFL, we don't get anything, and I'm not, we've been around 50 years. The festival exists because the Spirit of Edmonton exists.
Yeah.
There was times up until about 10 years ago where we were the only thing going on at Grey Cup. Nobody had team parties. The CFL festival, thanks to Dwayne Vanneau in 2010 when he kicked it off in Edmonton, did a great job, and then it kind of fell by the wayside again. And then, again, it kicked off 2018 when he put on that great festival here in Edmonton.
That was awesome.
Calgary is piggied back, and now I know Vancouver this year with Dwayne running the show there, and their owner, it's going to probably be the best Grey Cup ever.
Really?
But talking to all the other team parties, a lot of them just think, man, I don't know how we can do this anymore because not a lot of money is to be made, and it's so expensive to go and do what we do. So we're, having said all that, I'm already working in Winnipeg for next year for 2025.
Right.
But we're hoping we can get there, and I'm being serious. It's we're going to get to Vancouver for our 50th. We can't do what we want to do and have a big, huge celebration for our 50th because we just don't have it. And having said that, if anybody's interested in sponsoring, it's chairman at Spirit of Edmonton, onelongword.com. And everything is available. You want to sponsor me and my flight, I'm available. You want to sponsor the band, you want to sponsor the stage, the breakfast, everything is available. And, it's almost a plea, but we need help. We do. We really do.
Yeah. It'd be a damn shame if Spirit went away. It shouldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
it is the life of the party. I've experienced, especially when I was in Calgary. That's where, I knew it from 2010. That was my first brush with the Spirit, and I was like, this is everything that it was hyped up to be. And I was early mid-20s then. And then I told my brother about 2018. I was older, and I was more experienced with it. It was awesome. He learned the hard way, and I like to joke about it, but he loved it. He glowed about it. And then the next year was in Calgary. I happened to be down there for a concert, not the Grey Cup game. And I told my dad, I'm like, I think I can message the boys. I messaged you and JMO, and we can get into Spirit. My dad lit up right away. He's like, we're going to Calgary. We're going to go, let's go to this concert. And I was like, yeah, I knew you'd be in. As soon as I said Spirit, he was in. And it was a great time there too.
Yeah, Calgary was great because we were right next to Stamp's house.
Yeah.
They were on one side of us, and we had Ryderville 2 halls down. And I'll never forget standing it was like 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and we were lined up. So we had a huge room. I think we were at 30,000 feet or something.
That was at the
at the BMO
Cowboys
Center.
BMO Center. Huge.
We were in Hall C there, and we were lined up, and you could hear the music playing in Stamp's house. And I stuck my head in. There was about 5 people in there, and Ryderville was just Ryder people, you know. But our room, and again, it's that. You know, like I said, I think it's because we're all family, we're all volunteers. You know, we make it feel like family. We don't wear the black vests and the tuxedos, and you don't have to. No, we're not getting paid for any of it. You know, so and I think that's just what it is. We're always smiling and having fun. We bring our own bartenders with us, you
and
know.
they're awesome.
Everybody's certified, you know, to pour and serve, and we have. You know, you talked about a lot of Edmontonians don't know about the Spirit of Edmonton, and I've been trying to create that brand recognition here in Edmonton. For a long time, but our fan base is national. You know, we have, you know, whatever it is, 25 or 30,000 people that know who the Spirit of Edmonton is right across the country. And if we put out, hey, we need volunteers for Vancouver, we'll get 500 people saying, yeah, I'm going to be there. I can work this time. And, you know, the nice thing about that is they volunteer for a 2-hour shift and they're in the room for free and they stay all night. And so, yeah, that's how we roll.
Well, people are chiming in. I mean, it's you know, Jody. Wow, that is heartbreaking. Anthony, it sounds like we need to have an EST fundraising event to support the Spirit of Edmonton.
Well, let's just get the word out too. Like that's the important thing.
I think having a talk like this will make people realize A, how much of a party it is, and B, how dire things are. And it's okay to be honest about that. And appreciate your openness about this, because I'm sure for you it's especially heartbreaking.
I don't want to be the guy, right? It's
right.
We have a great crew, you know, the 14 of us that run it. So it'll be tough if we have to shut it down.
Got a picture from the Edmontarian. My 24th Grey Cup / breakfast and my daughter's first in the Hammer last year. Legendary every year, and with a photo as well.
Yeah, that's
so
perfect.
Like it is a slice of home, especially when the Grey Cup is not in Edmonton. I don't know when it's coming. I'm assuming it's coming back relatively soon.
Should be in the next 4 years. We should get a Grey Cup. Yeah,
but you're not sitting here going, well, we're going to wait till the next one and refill the coffers.
We can't.
Yeah,
we can't.
So it's legit, like a slice of home. It is a fantastic party. When it's here in our backyard, it's amazing. So I don't know. To me, when I heard that it was like times were a little bit tough, I was like, you got to be effing kidding me.
Yeah.
How this has like the biggest business people and companies in the city. And I mean, hearing the story, and if people are retiring, forced into retirement, maybe we need to reconnect that and make sure that the gap isn't there, and get people in touch and understanding what this really is.
Yeah, and if we had an employee that could go out and do this, you know, then it would be different. But it's really, you know, it's kind of on me.
F and Jerry.
You know?
It's F and Jerry, man.
You've got a job.
You've got
a career. Pay your own bills at home for
and
things.
If they're listening now, I'm sure I'll get a phone call in a couple hours when I'm back in the office. You know, but hey,
you glossed over the email address pretty quick. I just want to make sure that if somebody's listening that A, can help, or B, that knows somebody that might be interested in helping, I want to make sure they have that.
Okay.
And maybe we can post it to the nasty chat or something, Maddie. I don't know.
I was
going to say, just you could also email me. Just Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Go into our website. We also have the mail form submission on our website.
Yeah. Okay.
If you come to me, I'll connect you.
That's probably the best thing.
Anyway, so it's chairman at Spirit of
Edmonton.
Chairman
at spiritofedmonton.com. Yeah. It's all one word. It's not EDM. It's Edmonton.
Or you could just message me in some way, shape, or form. Tweet at me. Come to connect with us at EST somehow, and we will connect you through Jerry. No problem.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Before VR saying, do you guys collect donations at Tailgate?
We do. It doesn't cover the cost of Tailgate.
Yeah.
You know, Tailgate's expensive, and like again, without our friends at Molson's, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And we're lucky enough as well. I tell Canadian meat markets with their sausages. Every couple games we use them. Yeah.
Is that Aaron over at Molson? Aaron Koch?
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, what a beauty.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a beauty. You know, that's the brother of former Eskimo Kyle Koch.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
He's one of a kind, that fella.
Yeah, so Aaron's been a huge help.
Good for him
and his team.
Good.
Eric over there as well, always delivering to my backyard and making sure we've got enough stuff. I actually sent him a text saying we have enough for one more game. You know how much we go through in a game? You know how much
I'd love
beer?
all the stats. Give me all
Yeah,
those.
this is cool because you guys are very generous at games and in the tailgate.
So average 14 dozen beer.
I'm not
in a
surprised.
game.
14 dozen.
60 cans of Vizzy. Yeah, 2 cases of Vizzy. And then I have my special people that I bring red and white wine for because we can't serve it. We don't want to serve it to
This is
everybody.
a classy joint too.
But
It's got a touch. It's got a touch of class too. Yeah.
And then you guys know I always have the friends and family pack in the car that when we run out an hour before the game.
I love the friends and family pack.
You guys come by, I said, no, come to my car. I got some more for you here.
Yeah.
And that couldn't happen, without the guys from Molson's. But we still have to pay for the food, the condiments, the sluice juice. Although I'm going to shout out to Jeff Stewart at Rican Distilleries as well, because Jeff's a great guy and he sponsors the sluice juice. So his Buckle vodka that we're maybe sampling this morning
may have had some.
You said from where?
Rican Distillery.
Good for them.
Go
Good
visit
job.
Jeff. Great guy. He's our partner. He's right next to us, a neighbor in Tailgate as well. And he's always got a few samples going.
Go ask Eric about the time we toured Rican Distillery with the one person we used to work with. We have a good memory. The distillery is great. We were just with one person. It was a fun time.
And they do a great thing. And again, for him to provide us with that. So, but it's all the other little things at Tailgate. You go through $20 worth of Solo Cups every game, and the ice. If Costco Business Center didn't sell their ice for so cheap, we're still buying $60 or $70 of ice that we go through. Then all the other little things, we always have candies for the kids. And the dinosaur game, we went to the dollar store and bought a ton of dinosaurs and hung them up and gave them out, and just little stuff like that you don't have to do, but it's just that.
It's just amazing. That is like it sounds silly to say, but that is. And you exude, and your group exudes what the spirit of Edmonton is.
That's exactly it. And you mentioned the Dyke family, Robin, Sue, Dyke, and Alex, and
they're fantastic.
And they are like the workhorses of the Spirit of Edmonton.
Yeah.
I said I'm the fortunate one that gets to be the face of the Spirit of Edmonton and the voice of the Spirit of Edmonton. They're the bulldogs of the Spirit of Edmonton. That family works their butts off every game. Rob's behind the barbecue cooking. Doesn't matter how hot or cold it is. He's out there. Sue's cutting stuff and chopping onions and serving people and. And then we have.
She's great. You have some more. You need to have one more.
Maybe it's no good today.
Okay.
I got a mum like that.
So,
I understand.
And then
such service though.
It's family.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's like when what was so cool last year when you came, just after you guys were shut down and you had your dad with you. I'll never forget this because I said, Maddie, it's so good to see you. And he goes, you said I'm here with my dad for the first time in years because I can be. And I thought, holy crap. Like, that hit home. That was so special. And you're at our tent, Spirit of Edmonton, and we're able to provide beers and hot dogs.
Round of clicks for Roman. What a beauty. Is he going to be there tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Roman, I'm inviting you.
No, he's not. He did. Yeah, because he gave me the RSV. That was a no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, at least he said no.
Yeah, no. I gave it to after the deadline. I joked about it because I had the deadline of like a Thursday at 10 a.m. or whatever, and it was like that night or the next morning he texted me. He was like, "Well, you're behind the deadline, but thanks."
Something tells me he would have got in even if he got in after the RSVP. Him and Michael, because both those guys worked their little butts off at the tournament, too.
Yeah, they helped out.
They did good.
Yeah.
Somebody needed to be at the registration table.
Eva G and Reno are coming to the Nasty Bash tonight.
That was the thing though about last year, but not actually doing the games. It was nice to finally get back, and it was it was nice.
So special,
It's a fun time. Like it's.
Yeah, you make it family. Like my daughter's 13. She comes to every tailgate, and she's not serving. She's helping.
You could have such a great time before the game even starts.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
And then when you're at the same, you got to find a way to just have fun. And I'll always go back to the difference between the Riverhawks and the Elks is that the Riverhawks are a good team this year, actually.
Yeah.
But the result doesn't matter. But the Elks, the result matters.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that hurts them right now is that they've been bad for so long, but the result matters. People walk away because they want that win. If you go to a Riverhawks game and they lose, you don't care.
Well, it's short season college ball.
I know, but it doesn't have that.
Then
But
people
that's
understand
the Elks.
that.
You can have as great a time as you want,
different.
and you can walk
Yeah.
away. But for some people, it's that winning that still
Yeah.
matters, and
No,
they
I
need to
get
start
that.
getting those wins.
Yeah, Monday night, that ninth inning was awesome.
That was great.
You know, even my wife, who's not really a fan, but comes because of the atmosphere, jumped up and cheered when they got the 2 runs to win the game.
It was huge.
You know,
and that terrible call on the bunt, foul,
come
fair
on,
ball.
I
That
know.
was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
That was ludicrous.
Yeah.
it was.
The ball went backwards.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
it not bounce off the, like, I don't know the rules
It
of
was
baseball,
foul. It
but
was a foul ball.
Yeah,
it seemed like when things go that way as opposed to that way,
It was
everything
not
should
in
be
play,
out.
Jay.
Yeah.
It was not in play. Put it that way.
That was awesome, though.
big series this weekend for the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Wenatchee?
Yeah, Wenatchee 3 games back.
And they're
Wenatchee's
in a,
good.
They're in a tight
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're heading out Saturday night. It'll be fun. Saturday, and then try and recoup Sunday morning to.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna grab that. You need to show everybody
Sluice
this.
juice?
This,
No, sure. No, yeah. Okay, sure.
The jacket. Yeah.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout are brought to you by the 2024 Linka Gretzky Cup. Coming to Edmonton this summer, Rogers Place hosting the best U18 hockey players in the world, August 5th to the 10th. So we're only a couple weeks away from that. 7-game, 14-game ticket packs are available. Linka Gretzky, .ca or Ticketmaster, .ca as well. For those that are, we're live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. Those listening, you aren't going to get to see this, but those watching,
We'll describe it.
Jerry has just put on a Spirit of Edmonton Grey Cup jacket. That's the way it goes. It is vintage. It is beautiful. It is amazing. It does say, what is it? The Grey Cup chair?
It says
Nope.
Spirit of
It just says
Edmonton.
Spirit of
Grey Cup
Edmonton
Committee. Grey Cup Committee.
I found this shopping at the Antique Mall next to United Cycle, and I was just perusing through the thousands and thousands and thousands of items they have there, and I spotted this, and I'm sure the price I paid for it was 4 or 5 times the price we paid for it back in 1977 when they offered these to the committee members. I don't know who it belonged to, but it came dirty, came with the pins, and it's just I had to have it. I just had
There was
to
no
have
one
it,
else
so-
that was going to see that and want to
Yeah.
buy it.
No.
Like, that's like, it's for them. But that one is like, well,
was
this
meant
is
to
for
be.
me.
So every Grey Cup, regardless of the city and regardless of the weather, I'm wearing this downtown wherever I am. Like Hamilton last year, Saskatchewan the year before. You know, doesn't matter. I have it on. Usually at tailgates, I bring it out and wear it. And,
That's straight up vintage.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, like the embroidery on the logo, on the
Yeah, you just
helmet
can't find
logo
this anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Well,
looks
even the
great.
buttons are
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece of.
But I think no, you're probably too young too. Back in when Marv Holland was creating all this stuff in Edmonton, which is where this came from, this was the jacket that I would wear for the Crestwood Bantam hockey team. You know, blue and white,
yeah.
and, you know, that style. And
Yes.
So
yes.
it made in Edmonton. You know, and
That's
embroidered
cool.
right here, and
piece of history. That should be something that would go up in the Jackie Parker room.
No, but then,
I would
then
think
he has
so.
to give it up.
Yeah, it's never.
Yeah.
It's not.
I know, but I'm
There's
just
got to be a
saying,
few
Yeah.
kicking around somewhere.
you know,
Yeah, you think somebody out there, and I might be wrong in the year. I'm guessing because I've been told by some people it was around that 77, 78 era. Could be in the early 80s. I don't know, but to me, it's more 70s. You know, but
Yeah.
just the embroidery on the back now would be $100 probably just for the big logo on the back.
Pretty nice.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
And it's helped. Well, you watched it. You said it was all mucked up.
it was
and
dirty,
stuff,
yeah. And then I didn't.
that's a dry
I kept
cleaning
it,
outfit
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That,
dry cleaned. Yeah, I kept it dirty just because it was. I don't know where the dirt came from.
But, well,
Did you ever just lick it?
No,
You're like, I wonder where this dirt's been.
no, I didn't want to do
What
that.
a weird question.
I did.
Just to lick it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like, I don't ever look at something dirty and be like, you want to know something? I'm going to lick
well,
it.
he does have a little farm, so
well,
he
it's
did
like
things
you don't know where
differently.
the dirt came from. Maybe you could find out through
We
your
were in
sense
Hamilton,
of taste.
whatever it was, the first time they did the Grey Cup. So what was that? Right out of COVID, and it had snowed out the night before, and we call it the Spirit of Edmonton family party Wednesday night because it's really the only time we get to be together as a group and enjoy ourselves together. And we always drink way too much and eat too much, and we had the Grey Cup there. Jeff McWhinney brought the cup in, and it was snowing outside, so I had way too much, and I go outside with my jacket on the Grey Cup, and I'm doing snow angels in the middle of a boulevard between some main drag and Hamilton with the Grey Cup and snow angels and this jacket.
Oh my gosh! Pay money to see that
Yeah, it's
video.
pretty good. So
Bones
bless
is saying Spirit of Edmonton 50-50. If I remember correctly, you guys do one at the breakfast,
no,
right?
we
No?
because we're just not for profit.
Right.
We could do one, but there's limits, and every province has different gaming.
Oh, right. Because
So
if you're
it's,
doing it here, it's ALGC. If you're doing it in Ontario,
so it's really
doing it
hard.
in BC.
We could do it, but again, it's
You wanna
on
be by
down
the
low,
book. Yeah.
and we don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, it's in most cities. My name's on the liquor license, so I've got to be really careful on
Yes.
on what we're doing, and we're always by the book. I was even
What about a GoFundMe?
telling.
I was going to say that earlier.
Yeah.
Matt's very savvy with this stuff.
He's
You
very
should get
good.
him to run your GoFundMe account.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you could be our sponsorship director.
He's the coup
Spirit of
here. He'd be
Yeah.
the coup there.
All it's going to cost you is one of those jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a price, $250,000.
Look at just pull a number out of my
That's
head.
modest.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
How about a quarter million?
I was
$250,000.
telling you, our budgets are extremely high.
Yes,
for our
yes.
parties, and
You know what's funny is that that's such a great point, Maddie. Like, what about something like that where you could
the
crowdsource?
thing I think about a GoFundMe too is you say that you guys have fans across the country, and if you have a GoFundMe, it's one of those people like we're speaking to Edmonton Elks fans right now. We're not really speaking to the fan from Montreal that comes to the Grey Cup, the fan from Hamilton that comes to the Grey Cup. But you go throw something out there, be like, hey, Spirit of Edmonton needs your help. Would people across this country help support that?
I'd be in just after sitting here and listening to the stories and listening to what the focus is. It's intoxicating.
yeah,
It really is.
You know, something else I should say too. We, as tough a times as we've fallen on, we still give back. You know, we have joined up with Jeff McWhinney, who was the keeper of the cup. His dad, Glenn McWhinney, won the Grey Cup in Edmonton in 1954. Jeff has created a Glenn McWhinney Foundation, and every year in the host city, they find a less fortunate student with the qualifications to go to post-secondary, but not the wherewithal to get there financially. And he started this foundation, and we were the first group to sponsor $2,000 a year. And even though times are crappy, we are still making sure that $2,000 is going towards that foundation this year. Since then, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame has joined in. The Winnipeg Foundation has joined in. I think that scholarship is now around $8,000 a year.
Wow.
And so we, we're proud to be part of that. And we do it through. I saw you have his book, Not Without My Teammates.
Yep.
Up there.
Jed Roberts gave that one to us.
And we have Jeff and I. He was just in town in June for the 75th kickoff, and him and I
He
went
was
out.
great that night, too.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Jeff is so good. So
Yeah.
we went out after the Legends lunch on Friday, and we visited a couple of schools in Edmonton, and then we bring books. The Spirit of Edmonton bought a bunch of books back when we were, back when we could, and
flush.
so now we have. So now we have. I think we still have about 800 books left over. We bring a box of 45 books to schools, and we bring the Grey Cup in. And it's so cool to see these kids' reaction. That's where we have to get to, the grassroots.
Yes.
Right. And I tell them, this is the Grey Cup. This is the actual Grey Cup. You'll never be able to see a championship trophy this close, ever, other than the Grey Cup, because that's what the CFL allows you as a CFL fan to do, is come and touch the cup. And so Jeff and I do that. We drop in spontaneously at different businesses. Some of our sponsors, like Recant, we brought it in this past year as well. And it's just so cool to see the reaction of everybody when the Grey Cup arrives,
Yeah.
And it's really it's a proud thing to be a part of. And I have to commend our committee at the Spirit of Edmonton for making sure that we're always part of that $2,000 scholarship. So
I was just looking up the GoFundMe, the process.
Sean texted and said, GoFundMe, great idea for SOE, set it up. And the Grey Cup was just with the Jonas Brothers, too.
yeah.
And they were like marveling at it, too.
Yeah.
So
But
like,
they're doing the halftime.
they're doing
It's-
halftime,
it's,
yeah.
if not the oldest, it's one of the oldest championship trophies in sports.
It's older than the Stanley Cup,
yeah,
I think,
yeah,
by a
it
year
is.
or so, or a couple of
Yeah.
years.
Well, this is how many years? 115th Grey Cup?
I think the
And it
Claret
was-
Jug might be
it was-
older.
Yeah, it probably
Like, there's
is,
not
yeah.
a lot that would be older.
Yeah. Something else a lot of people don't know, and it was in 1923, I think, that the Edmonton Rugby Club was the champions of the West, and they were going to play the champions of the East, which was Guelph, for the Grey Cup. And it was, I think, probably the first time that Earl Grey was presenting a trophy. And the Edmonton rugby team didn't have the means to get to Guelph. The Edmonton Elks organization sponsored them to get via train to Guelph to play for the Grey Cup.
Wow.
That story was never told when they changed the name. I don't know
See,
if...
that would have helped
It
a
would have
little
helped,
bit,
yeah.
like,
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody maybe they didn't know that. It was Jeff McWhinney that told me the story.
That's
and
bonkers.
do your research, and there it is.
There is a history with that name. Like, I know there was the hockey team that was the Eskimos. Obviously, the football team was the Eskimos, but there were Edmonton Elks teams that existed, and it was Elks.
That played for the Grey Cup. Unfortunately, they lost, but
that's a great story.
Yeah.
You guys have a Twitter account, right? Because Andrew says she's going to stop by and chat at something. But do you remember? I think it's Spirit YG.
Johnny Jasno does all that stuff for me. So.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah. We should get him on the Hangout again, too.
And there's already talk in the Nasty Chat here about inebriated brainstorming sessions tonight at the Nasty Bash and ways that we can create funds for the Spirit of Edmonton. Spirit of Yeg
is on Twitter.
Is on the Twitter.
Spirit of Edmonton.
Maddie's going to have the GoFundMe live before the end of the weekend. And
I'll talk with Jerry after this. I don't know. Can we get a GoFundMe? I don't know what we can get out of that.
Do you know Mark Curtis? He's Mark's
I do.
Great friend of mine.
Great guy.
And he's on our committee. And he just says, let's go with the GoFundMe. Matt sounds like he's going to head it up. Way to go, Matt.
I'll create it.
You don't understand. He would be honored too.
I'll gladly create a GoFundMe if you guys are okay with that.
100%.
It's like that scene in Old School where they're trying to kick them out as a frat, and the guy's like, well, surprisingly, they're very good at paperwork. That's Matt.
I've never done a GoFundMe. I've never set one up. I don't think it can be that hard. Other people do it all the time. So
just to interject here, Big Maple.
Maybe before maybe I just have to do a little fundraiser here.
Sure.
Sell tickets to the next race between Lieutenant Eric and myself.
Ooh, yes. The Clash of the Titans.
I say we do it Saturday night.
But we sell a bunch of tickets.
But you have
everyone
to have,
comes in, and then you get to watch Lieutenant Eric versus myself. Just a straight race.
You have to have a full glass of sluice juice before the race.
To start.
No,
I gotta get my cup, by the way.
You have to carry it with you during the race. It has to be full to start, empty to win, and you can't spill any.
But I'll gladly set up a GoFundMe.
Tommy, there's a wee bit.
Okay.
Or, just a wee bit.
Yeah, okay.
I will get after.
All right. Big Maple chimed in the Nasty Chat, Matty, and I just want to, bring this to your attention. He says his travel plans have changed, and he may not be going to Delburn tonight. He did RSVP no.
He could come. You've got the info.
You're in!
You could come. Big Maple could come.
That's how things happen.
Let's get to Road Warriors, which is presented by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. Custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers, full repair service, retrofit department, engineered frame repairs, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. I just quickly want to get to this because I don't want to run out of time for this. Olympics gets going fully today as we got the opening ceremonies coming up in about 18 minutes' time. I always forget what the river's called.
Seine.
Is that's how it's pronounced?
Seine.
Thank you. Seine. One of those.
And
you're pretty close.
In the membrane.
That's coming up. Men's basketball is tomorrow against Greece.
It's crazy,
It's going to be very exciting. I don't know. I love the Olympics, and I'm going to defend our Canadians. And this is how we go win. Do you want to win? Do you want a gold? This is how golds happen.
You know what the old saying is?
Ain't cheating, ain't trying. Then maybe Rick Westhead shouldn't turn on his country.
I'm torn about that because Shinetti made a very good point. Like, that's true journalism.
Oh, it is. No, I get it.
But as soon as I saw the report, and it said Westhead, I'm like,
you know what's bad? You don't want Rick Westhead on your caller ID. That's
no,
the moment
you don't.
You're going, crap, what did we see up
Can
here?
somebody explain
but it's one
who
of those
this guy
also
is?
just jokingly
he's
wise.
an investigative sports reporter.
He's done a lot of great investigations and a lot of serious issues with like Hockey Canada, sexual assaults, all that. Like he is the guy that is going to
he's the Grim Reaper of sports talk.
But it's like TSN has their business. They're in bed with certain leagues and all of that. But like Rick Westhead is on the side almost. He's employed, but he goes and he does his thing, which is he does his investigations. He comes from, I think, W5 initially. I think that's initially where he went.
What a show.
Or Toronto Stars. Like, this is a guy that investigates hard. And so he's going to do the deep stuff, and it doesn't matter what he uncovers. This is how he does and reports. And we need these type of reporters in the world. I will, say that. But jokingly, as a soccer fan, it's also like, shut up, Rick. Don't take away our gold.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of how great W5 was.
But that's what he does. That's what they do, and that's what you need. You need those investigative journalists.
CTV's finest show.
In the end, I stand by it. I don't care if we cheated. Let's cheat more. Take that, New Zealand. How did that feel, losing 2-1 to us?
You know what? I'm okay with this.
I'm Canadian.
I condone it.
You on the team?
I'm a Canadian.
You know what?
I know. I don't care about that.
With Team Canada, I forego the whole we principle.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You want to know
Thank
something?
you.
You want? I hope the Canadian basketball teams are cheating too somehow.
Me
Send in
too.
the
They
drones
need
against
to.
the
Let's
USA.
all of it. I want it all.
All right, so let's
We're
talk about
going all
this.
in.
Let's do a little Olympics here. What are you most excited to watch?
You know, I'm just not into it this year. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Although men's basketball is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get into that topic on the hangout today.
I didn't even know that breakdancing was part of it until
Yeah.
you guys brought it up.
Yeah.
A little intrigued. I don't know why.
Remember ski dancing? That was a thing.
Yeah.
When Huss and Dusty
That was
this
an
week
Olympic
started
sport.
discussing the breakdown of how the vote, like how it break down
Yeah.
point wise, and it sounds fascinating. They don't know the song
They don't
they're
know the
dancing
song.
to.
That's amazing. Yeah.
They just get a song plays and they have to dance.
they gotta
to it.
go.
So
And
then
it's
there's
not
certain
like
things
figure
they
skating
have
or
to do,
something
right?
you learn with the song.
Is this some sort of a cruel joke, or are you serious?
No, serious.
100% serious.
It's a
Break
medal.
dancing.
It's a medal sport
Yes.
this year in the Olympics. Yeah.
I always am most excited for the 100-meter dash.
Yeah,
That's
give me all the
that
track.
matters.
Give me all
Yeah.
the field.
But in the end, like of everything that's gonna happen over the next 2 weeks, the one thing that I still haven't looked when it is. I don't care when it is. I don't care if I have to wake up early. I don't care if I'm doing the show. I will stop the show to watch the 100-meter.
You are the coup. Well,
We
it
will
should
just
be.
pause
It should be
everything.
right around this show because it's 7 hours, and usually that's a primetime event.
It's a huge primetime event. Let's find when that one is.
That's why we're
100-meter.
watching in the Milne household right now. Sprint on Netflix. It's a series that follows Jamaican, France,
This is perfect.
British, and U.S. men's and women's track stars that are
Current.
giving her. Yeah, this was the lead up. This was the Diamond League
Right.
leading up to the Paris Olympics.
Yeah.
Sunday, August 4th, 1:50 p.m.
Oh!
We got the men's 100-meter
That
fun.
means that race is at 8:50 at night there.
They're 8 hours difference, so 9:50
9:50.
at night. Yes. Because it's the
probably
prime
cooler
time.
and-
It's
yeah.
the big one. The women's 100-meter, by the way,
Canada doesn't
is
have a
on
horse in that
Saturday
race.
at 120. Andre DeGrasse would still be there. No,
No, he ain't doing 100. He's 200.
Yeah.
he's been in the 100.
He has.
he has.
He
but
won a medal in it. Is he not there for this
I don't think
100 meter?
I don't think he's going to medal at the Olympics. I don't
not?
think he'll be in the final. 200, yes.
Wow, just going against their Canadians. Interesting.
Somebody's got to speak the truth. Dog.
Somebody's
Bruh.
like Rick Westhead against the Canada.
Somebody's got to speak the truth, bruh.
Yeah. Do you know what the truth is?
Yes,
You want to know
bruh.
what the truth is?
Yeah.
He lost by 1.1%.
God, we have to bring it back.
That's a fresh wound.
Yeah, I'm digging in on all that because everyone's trying to take away my win. I'm digging in on this one.
I didn't ever say any. I congratulated you, actually.
And then you started talking about how there's controversy around it, and I cheated.
I said
you said
what
I cheated.
some of the
And
controversy
Dusty says
is,
it, and you guys are all
people
wrong.
are saying this. I didn't say I subscribe to those beliefs.
Why can't I find it right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way we start is the way we end.
Yeah,
We still got a few more
We
minutes.
got a few more minutes.
but yeah, give me all the
I'm
track,
looking
give me all
for
the
it.
field, give me the high jump, give me the pole jump,
Pole vault,
pole vault, give me
high
the
jump,
javelin,
long jump, triple
hammer
jump.
throw.
What other new weird
Steeplechase.
sports are there other than the breakdance?
I think that's the only
else?
new one that they've added to
Skate-
this
is
one.
skateboarding in
Skateboard
there?
and surfing were added last
Yeah, they've
Olympics,
been in
and they
before,
are
yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I highly recommend them.
And then how does the golf work? Is it just
a tournament.
Mono,
Stroke
mono?
play.
Yeah.
Stroke play, but
Stroke play,
each
yeah.
country only has, I think, 2 golfers allowed per gender.
Is Dustin trying
So-
to dunk right now or
he is.
something?
He's balling out there.
So it's like, so there was the qualification and stuff, but there's
Yeah.
only 2 golfers. So Brooke Henderson, she's got to go. I think from the Canadian perspective, we're looking at potentially winning. Brooke Henderson on the women's side is a chance.
Hopefully.
You know what I really like is the the river or kayaking.
Yeah.
Whitewater raft.
those ones
yeah.
are
where you're going through those like
Yeah.
The gates
things
and
hanging,
stuff,
the
yeah.
gates hanging down. Those are cool.
So on the men's
just
side,
the
we
weird
have
things you
3
see.
Canadians on the 100 meter. You've got Brendan Rodney, Andre DeGrasse, and Aaron Brown. I wonder if I could find like current rankings for 100 meter.
You probably could via the Diamond League. But from what I understand, Andre DeGrasse is the 200.
He is a little bit older now because he's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think his window.
I think his window was last Olympics and he medaled.
Yeah.
But like now you go back to what?
He's ranked 17th in the world.
All right, how many lanes are there on a racetrack, Matt?
10.
You just have to get to the final, brah.
Okay, brah. You said it, brah.
Okay, brah, I want to ask something because Jerry said something I think I'm hearing a lot of, and I kind of feel this way too. Is like I don't know how I feel about these Olympics or not that into it. Do you think with everything that's gone on with the Olympics and the COVID Olympics the last couple times that the Olympics in general need to recapture everybody? Because it's kind of lost its luster over the last
No, I can't answer that because I'm sucked in.
I'll be sucked in.
I can't wait for the opening ceremonies. I can't wait to watch this. I'm going to be sucked in for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what? Having said that, I will as soon as I turn it on. I'm fully in.
And I know what you're saying though, Tom, and it is interesting because now it's like the Olympics can almost be somewhat of a curse for the city that gets it with all the infrastructure,
totally,
and the amount of money that they need to put up for it. It's crippled cities.
I think time zone hurt for Canada though. The last
good point.
You're right.
That was what it was.
When's it in North America next?
Well, here's the next run. So like I'll go backwards a little bit because it was Pyeongchang in 18.
Yeah, Beijing,
Tokyo for 20 with
That
21,
killed it.
and then Beijing for 22. So it's been a tough time zone for it. We're France or Paris, France.
Thank you.
In
Paris, nice.
we go to Milan in Italy.
Same time zone.
We go to LA in the Summer Olympics.
And
Yes.
Oklahoma City.
We then go to France for the 2030 Olympics. I think that was awarded yesterday.
Winter?
Where it's going to be winter.
Wow.
How does Paris?
Not Paris and not Paris, just in France.
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 And then it goes to Australia and Brisbane, so that's going to be a tough one, to a degree.
Yeah,
might
well,
actually
the
work the
ones
opposite
were
It
way.
might work a little bit more the other way.
Yeah.
And then it goes
be the same as
13
what we're
hours.
and then
experiencing
it's
now,
going to go to
yeah.
Salt Lake. So 5 of the next 6 Olympics are either U.S. or France. I can't believe I can't just like France and Italy. So the time zone wise is going to be there for us.
You know what, Matt? You just made my day. That news. You're the hero we didn't know we
If
needed.
we're all here in 24 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
To watch them.
Yeah.
Or are you talking combination of summer, winter?
I'm going through the summer, winter, like the next.
the next
so
two,
it's
two.
France
Yeah.
for summer, Italy for winter,
Okay.
U.S. for
So
summer.
it's half that, 12 years down.
France for winter.
Yes.
Australia for
love it.
summer, U.S. for winter.
And all that really matters is a Grey Cup in Edmonton in the next couple of years.
Yes, exactly. Nate the Builder says DeGrasse just finished third in a recent 100-meter Diamond League race. He
Boom.
absolutely
Oh,
will
so
be
where
a
do you medal,
challenger
Jay?
this year's
Which
100-meter.
spots get a medal?
I'm just speaking facts, brah.
Me too, brah. Finish third. I believe third gets you a bronze, brah.
World ranking, brah.
Don't matter. What matters is what happens on the track.
All right, I'll just
And
say it
Andre
right now.
Iguodala- And I'm gonna pump up our Canadians. Just like you bring down Tommy's win, you try to bring down my win, and now you're going against the Canadian.
$20. Put it up.
For what?
$20 says he doesn't make the Olympic final in the 100 men.
I'm gonna defend it. I'm gonna back our Canadian easily.
Put your money where your mouth
I don't have
is.
the money on me right now.
Are
So-
you in? Are you in?
I'm going to defend my Canadians. I'm behind my Canadians.
Are
I'm
you
not
in?
betting against my Canadians. Of course I'm in.
All right, deal.
Of course I'm in. Like Andre DeGrasse is my boy. Canada's my country. I got our backs.
Yeah.
Traitor.
I am treasonous right now, I guess.
Traitor.
Who you cheer for? France?
France, brah.
What, you gonna help the Americans win? You hope the Americans run that final? No, Andre DeGrasse will be
Actually,
there.
the American has a really strong contender that could win the 200 and the 100.
Wow. So you're just bought and paid
Bruh.
for by American documentaries, brah.
I'm bought and paid for by facts, brah.
Third.
Yeah, I bet you nobody was racing because they were all getting prepped for the Olympics.
Why do you keep tearing down us Canadians?
I'm not. I'm just trying to be
did.
honest with
you
myself.
You just did. I might as well just keep this 20 now.
Yeah, sure. Take it. Put it in your pocket. I dare you.
What the hell's
Sorry,
going
Terry.
on today?
It's all good.
We've been all over the map. It's been great.
Spicy, fiery. It's good.
Fired by Sluice Juice.
So I will see you on Sunday.
Sunday, perfect.
Probably get there around kickoffs at 5, right? So
Yeah, we'll
probably
be
get
there
there
for-
around 3.
Yeah, we'll be there for
Say hi to
1:32
Jay and
o'clock.
Andrea, Scout and the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys will be set up. Usually they're there. Usually
Turf
they're 3
District will
hours
be there.
before,
Turf
so-
District will be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, great people. Hey.
If everybody's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a little community that's tight, and then there is a larger community around it.
Yeah.
And I love that about it, and I like that it is one of the silver linings in another tough year for the football club. But if people do want to reach out, sponsorship opportunities, keep Spirit going strong until the next Edmonton Grey Cup. Jerry, where do they reach out to you again?
Again, it's chairman@spiritofedmonton.com. That'll get right to me.
Yep.
And I'm usually reply within 3 or 4 hours, if not immediately. And like I say, it's humbling to be sitting here, but this is also pride and joy for me. The Spirit of Edmonton, the passion I have for this organization and for our city, and for the football team, is really what drives me.
Yeah.
And that's why I do what I do, and that's why we do as committee members. do it, and to just to be able to represent the city, the football team, and really the country at Grey Cup. It's the only time where everybody in our country gets together for one reason that's always joyful and fun.
Yep.
And it's the Spirit of Edmonton Grey Cup.
There's no way to let Spirit of Edmonton fade away. That would be the most un-Edmonton thing ever. So it's good that we're bringing this to attention.
Yeah, I appreciate when you said it 2 weeks ago to have me on, and I text Maddie right away saying I'm in.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. I'm proud of the fact that I get to do this.
Yep.
And it's sometimes tough when you have to put your tail between your legs kind of and say, hey, we need a little bit of help. And
Yep.
we do. So.
Well, the thing with our city, as we all know, is that when times are tough, people do help out. That's the beauty of Edmonton. So,
Chairman at spiritofedmonton.com or message us at EST. We will connect you as well, or come see us. And I will legit work on this.
Can I take
yes.
that $20 and put it in our bank?
Yeah.
Jerry, that's your first contribution.
And, I know we're wrapping up. I think the most appropriate way to end the show with Jerry and Spirit.
Social
Good job.
Thanks, guys. Truly appreciate it.
So that will wrap up EST Hangout today. Oh, it is Nasty Bash. I haven't even talked Nasty Bash. It's coming up. I don't know what's going to happen.
If you don't know, you don't know. It's too
Nothing
late.
major
No,
will
but
be
it's, I
announced
don't know,
there.
like not even hyping it up. Like it's going to be a great time.
I don't
It's
think it
gonna be
needs
fun.
any hype.
We got an announcement coming up tonight. So for those that are there, you get the first look at the announcement. But we will discuss the announcement, of course, next week as well here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, a 24/7 sports station. Look at that. Look at that. Up next, it is Lock Shop with Huss and Dusty. Maybe Dusty whines there a little bit about everything. I don't know. And then at noon, Tommy, you get another chance to talk about your 3P. And I hope you get a chance to talk about the win. And you get to talk about how you want. And you're not brought down. Like I've been brought down all week when it comes to the sack race. Hopefully you get pumped up a little bit by Dusty. And he's not just a sore loser throughout that. That is on the oil stream right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Jerry, thanks for coming in. Thanks for bringing this loose juice as well.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. And hope to see everybody out Tailgate.
Yes,
2 o'clock
sir.
Sunday afternoon. Supposed to be a beautiful day. Tall boy on stage at 3 o'clock. Tons of food, tons of drinks.
And you could also head to Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, 4 o'clock. Jay and I will be there for the Green and Gold kickoff show. Then you can head on down to the game. Then you can come back, watch the post-game show. Or if you're just at home, Jay and I have you covered with the pre- and post-game show right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com as the Elks, they look for that first win of the season. Anyone want to predict whether they get it or not?
They get this win. Come on, get it over with.
Tommy's guaranteed it. On behalf of Tommy, Jay, Jerry,
I double down on that.
Matt. Thanks for tuning in to
tired of
the
betting them.
EST Hangout. Coming up next in mere minutes, it is the Lock Shop. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,